have your uniforms.
Well, I got
You
two.
don't have
One in
to
Aurora,
team
one
to
in
be a
Lakewood.
perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the
Okay,
same.
we're up.
Visit AdoptUSKids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
30 seconds. Up on your screen's the phone number.
Some of the stuff's battery powered now, so they don't hear.
Why wouldn't you just try the
How
Jewel?
cold did it get down the springs this past week?
How
How cold did it get down the springs?
It's been pretty damn cold.
Here it got to like 5 below.
Yeah, we've been down there on 0.
Carolyn made the
You guys
switch.
got more snow.
Yeah, Moses, good guy.
Make the switch at JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine.
You know, the Hormone Bros are 3 brothers. Now, I gave them that name. They're called Revitalize Health, so don't get shook up. They're real serious when it comes to your health care. They do BioT, and they do other age-defying treatments. BioT is wonderful for testosterone, estrogen for men and women. They also do thyroid treatments, and they do, of course, thread lifts, very popular these days, which can be kind of permanent, and they stimulate your own natural collagen with microneedling. You can have all kinds of procedures done, all at Revitalize Health under one roof and under the care of 3 brothers who have gotten into healthcare, dedicated to help manage and fight the aging process. Wow, that applies to just about everyone. I mean everyone. Revitalize Health at 470 in Kent Carroll. You can reach them, you know where, thehormonebros.com, thehormonebros.com.
This is it. This is the hair color that's changing the way we
Man, there's a lot of good new movies out.
What do you like?
I want to go see The Prodigy,
What is that about?
a horror flick. And then
We see.
I do want to see What Men Want. Cold Pursuit. I love Liam Nelson. Liam Nelson.
You get electrocuted.
Nielsen.
Even after his racist rant.
Yeah. How honest can you be, though, right?
No, wasn't he honest? I mean, he said that. He said,
They Shall Not Grow Old looks great. Absolutely great, but I want to see it IMAX. It's true footage of World War I.
Oh, that'd be great. They remastered it.
Remastered. But that one you want to see at IMAX, I guarantee it.
Trench warfare.
World War One?
Yeah.
World War
It's a
I.
real deal,
Right.
man.
Wow, they had video from back then.
That's
Yeah.
why it's
Well,
remastered.
Well, they had film, you know. And
Yeah,
then,
not video. They didn't have DVDs.
And then-
Oh, what? They did? When did
and
that
then
come
they
about?
had what's called kinescope. You know what kinescope is?
Never heard of it.
It's almost everything you see. All the 3 Stooges, everything.
Oh.
They take film and run it through a screen and through a scope where a video camera captures it. It's the only way they can transfer it.
The original cartoons were individual pictures, right? And then they just kind of put them together?
Oh, for sure. They still are, technically, except they're done by computer. But,
Can you imagine splicing together a movie back then?
Oh, you had hundreds of thousands of slides.
Did you ever cut when you were doing TV? I mean, way back when.
Film.
Did you literally have to go in and cut and
Film. We would
stitch?
take film, literally cut it, hot splice it together, and the sound strip was on there. But we also had to run tape for background sound. Like if you wanted to.
Did you do that yourself, or the producers would do that?
No, me and my photographer would go in and do it, and we would then look at it like that. And, oh my God, it was. And then you had to load film in the field. We had a portable darkroom. Oh wow.
The Troubleshooter.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and this is Car Day, yes, but you know the show goes on every single day, Monday through Friday, that is, solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. We pile up all the car questions, and we talk about them today. That's what we do. And Suzanne, I have an outbound I want you to do as well, somebody looking for a truck and wanted some general advice, and also whatever you want. You can call about at 303-713-TALK. Now, it doesn't have to be car-related, but certainly we do like to emphasize cars on Friday. We'll talk about anything, though. If someone lied to you, cheated, ripped you off, you just want to sound off, you want to give an on-air review, that's good. We have Kevin Kalkin with us from Sheridan Auto Tech. Bola Shinoiki from Honest, Accurate Auto Services in Colorado Springs. There's 2 locations down there. And Jesse is his partner. We talked to both of them, Bolas today.
Mark Machowski from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. So we got a lot of good things to talk about. So Melinda has a Skyline Mitsubishi problem. Now, is this a Skyline problem or a Mitsubishi problem? Melinda, what's happening?
Hi, I had bought in a car about 3 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks already.
Okay.
And
is it new or used?
It's used.
Does it have more than 100,000 miles on it?
It has 152.
152. We hear this every day. Somebody buys a car with over 100,000 miles on it, and then they're surprised when they have a problem. But what's happening? Tell me about the car. What kind is it?
It's a Pontiac G6.
Pontiac G6. Okay, what's the problem?
Okay, so when I first got the car, I couldn't even take it home because the headlights didn't work, so I had to leave it there.
Wouldn't you have known that if you guys, like, let's say you took it to a mechanic or you had somebody come on the lot and check it out. You would have known about the headlights, right?
Well, they turned on the car, brought it to me. They had
no,
it on the
I'm asking a question. Did you have a mechanic come to the lot that works for you to look at it?
No, I don't have anybody like that.
And you didn't take it anywhere?
No.
It's important I ask that because that is your responsibility. Because unless, of course, you buy a new car a new car with a warranty. A used car, even with a warranty, should be checked out. But anyway, do you have a warranty?
Yes, on the motor and the transmission.
You do have a warranty. Did you pay extra for the warranty?
Yes, I did.
How much did you pay for that?
They told me my payments would be $255 with the warranty.
What did you pay for the car?
$4,995.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to know...
How many years is that loan?
I believe it's a year and a half to 2 years.
You could have bought a new car for that, but and actually not had any maintenance issues. You could have had a long-term warranty for parts and labor, but it's too late now. So I don't know why do people think, why? We ask this every frickin' day. People think I don't know why. They pay. It's not like they're even paying cash. They paid $200. The one woman yesterday, $300 and something a month, and they literally, for less money, could own a brand new car that will last them 10 years with proper maintenance without any issue whatsoever. What year is this car?
It's an 07.
Okay. Do you have bad credit? Is that why you went there?
Yeah.
What was your credit score?
It was 483, I believe.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, I see. Okay, so listen. The headlights didn't work. I assume they're working now.
Hey, on a side note, real quick, just so people understand, regardless if it is as is, if it's from a dealer especially, and it's a safety issue,
right,
like the headlights, they have to repair that.
Well, tell me what the problem is today.
Okay, the problem today is I took it in week, and
took it in what?
I took it in last week.
For what?
Because there's a gasoline smell inside the car, and my kids keep getting sick from it, and there's also a burning smell inside the car that's making my kids sick.
Okay, so what's going on with that?
So I told them, okay, between having it there for the last 3 weeks, taking it back and forth for tires and this and that and the other.
Wait a minute. Well, tires aren't warranted. That's something everyone buys.
Could have been a safety issue.
They had had 2 ball tires on the front, and the struts need to be fixed.
But you could have seen the tires, right? Did they promise to change them for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is all stuff that they promised to do, and they did. Okay, so what else?
Okay, so I talked to the manager, Mark, and I told him the situation with the gasoline
and the burning smell and the burning smell.
I showed him, and I showed him what their mechanic had written on the paper from when they changed their tires about how everything's leaking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, okay, come on down. We're going to try to get you in a different car. That can't be good for your kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because
but getting into a different car is you're just going to compound the problem. You're just going to lose more money. Did they put you in another car?
No.
Okay. What? Go ahead.
They had me talk to a guy named Derek Ferris, and I told him the same thing.
Right. You don't have to repeat everything. Right. You're having problems with the car. What did he say?
Right. And he said, well, we can't fix that.
Right.
We don't have the funds to fix all of that.
And you bought it as is. That's right. They're
Exactly.
completely. They are technically correct.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, well, this is making my kids sick.
Right.
We need to figure out some way to get this fixed.
Melinda, how much did you put down on this car?
$500.
Okay. You don't want to hear what I have to say because you've done absolutely everything wrong, everything you could possibly think of wrong, but I know why you did, because you're so desperate for a car, you don't have credit, you didn't care about getting it checked out, you thought you had some kind of warranty, or back in your head you're thinking, you know what, they'll take care of me. I mean, I understand this, because we hear, you know, there aren't as many stupid people as there are these problems. So I know you're not stupid. In this area you are, but here's what I mean. We get so many complaints from so many different people about this issue that people are ignorant about this issue. And I'm telling you, and I'm just saying this for people listening, I've said this before, the single biggest factor in ruining credit and ruining someone's life begins with their first car purchase. That's the very first mistake everyone seems to make. The very first mistake, which sends them on down the road to a life of misery. They have negative credit and carry it with them, negative equity, all the way until finally they have to do a bankruptcy. So what I tell people is get the bankruptcy out of the way. Literally, drive the car back and say, shove it. I'm not paying for it, but first get your $500 worth out of it. And then don't make your payment. I'm serious, by the way. And then you park it back there and you say, goodbye, take the car, I'm not paying, I got my $500 worth, you guys can take this, I was cheated in my mind, I'm not buying it, next time I'm going to be smarter and I'm going to buy something, you know, but then unfortunately you need something to drive, but you're better off taking Uber and Lyft than owning a car that's going to cost you thousands. I'll bet you without looking at this car, you haven't even talked about timing belts. You have 150,000 miles on it. What else can she look for? How long will a transmission last, Mark Machowski? What do you think?
That's about the limit
right.
on that kind of car. Yeah,
okay, so that transmission is going to go soon, and then she's going to be calling wanting them to do so. They're not going to do anything, and that's probably what the leaking is. Some of it's the transmission, right? Don't you suspect?
Sure, absolutely.
Maybe even the rear main seal, whatever.
Yep, engine oil leaks, transmission leaks.
You know, I hate to do this to you. I really hate to tell you this bad news, but Melinda, what good is it if I lie to you? It's not going to do you any good. I'm just telling you that you've already made a major mistake. What you need to do is try to make the car work as long as you possibly can. And if you can't afford to drive it, save up some money on the side while you have it and surrender it.
And don't deal with them anymore. A lot of people in this position fall into this victim mentality, and the same place will take advantage of them time after time.
Well, you keep going back there. They don't owe you anything, so you may as well find a shop you can trust, where at least if they tell you something is wrong, you can believe it. And Skyline Mitsubishi, as a dealer, they suck anyway. I mean, they really do. They really do. I mean, if we get complaints about Mitsubishi, it's Skyline. But I'm not saying that they cheated you. I'm just saying that you bought a car as is. And, you know.
My God, suck. Of course, the headlights didn't even work. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But she is partly to blame, Mark. She could have checked this car out.
She's 100%
well,
to blame,
of course,
in my opinion.
Well, right. I say partly because I'm thinking, look, let's face it. We have people who can talk people into things, and they're a little shysters. I don't like that.
And people with the problem she's having are from all walks of life, all ages. There's no rhyme or reason.
What can we do for you right now? Right this minute, what's happening right now? What can we do to help you?
Well, I need, like I said, I'm a single mom. I have to get my kids to and from school.
Right.
And
what were you driving before this?
A 2003 Tiburon.
Why'd you get rid of it?
I had a couple of surgeries, so I fell behind on it, and then I ended up not being able to make my payment.
Okay, so that's why the 480 score, and that's why these guys, you know, and that I see what happened. You really have to do whatever anybody they let you know what I'm saying. You're just happy just to get a car financed, so you don't think about all the other stuff to protect yourself.
So it drives now, right? It just smells like fuel, and your kids are, you know, getting negatively affected by that, correct?
It does drive.
Let's have someone look at it and just see what that part
Let's get you a courtesy check from somebody we know and trust. How about that? What part of town are you mostly in?
I'm in Thornton, North Glen kind of area.
Who do we have up there in that area, Suzanne? Let's just hold on. Rather than doing this live, let's see if we can get someone to look at this for you. And even if you drive a little way, it's really just someone to look and for somebody honest, you know, from our referral list.
Pickering's.
But see if he can. He may not be, you know.
That's what I was going to say.
I know. Some of them, he's a great guy. Some of them are so busy they may not be able to. Let's see. Let's find out first. But I just want to find out what's wrong with it. What's really wrong with it. Not to make it perfect, but to get by.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Getting word of a crash on southbound I-225.
Whatever they can do to
damage. Not the best interest of the customer. Right. Gave some of the
salesman should have said, you know, don't buy this car. Let's find you something else. Don't get this one.
They might have.
That's so sad.
Arvada in Lakewood.
So
Arvada's up about 80.
It's an easy sell for them. 720-410-5546. Yeah, just say a free diag. She's got a fuel smell. She just called into the show. We'll do it.
Actually, didn't pay that bad on us. That lady from Carhart?
I mean, I had all tires, no headlights.
$5,000? They gave her tire.
Oh, for a 2000 Pontiac G6? It's a $1,000 car.
No, it's not.
G6, isn't that the kind of fancy one?
Yeah, what's the...
It's a Grand Am. Grand Am now.
Is there a higher one like a G8 or something?
No.
I thought they had one that was super fast.
You know, they are what they are.
Wow.
Check.
Oh.
I can hear you well.
Oh, my God.
Okay, by the way, guys, K&H Home Exteriors are Home Solutions. K&H Home Solutions has a deal for you. What is that deal? Whatever you want it to be. You want 2-for-1 windows? Ask them. You want 30% off or 40% off siding? Ask them. If you want a combination of windows and doors, ask them. Windows, siding, and doors, it's my deal at khwindows.com. Now, khwindows.com is their website. You can make a regular appointment with khwindows.com, all right? Just say, hey, you know, I'd like you to come to the house and make the appointment. But if you want, you can pitch them a deal and see if they take it. If they're slow, they may take it. And if not, they may counter. The worst that can happen is nothing. So it's my deal. This is an email address, mydeal@khwindows.com, mydeal@khwindows.com, or just go to khwindows.com, make an appointment, or call them 303-421-7100.
At CarMax, when we say...
I'd like to know who makes up these prices on what these cars are worth in these...
It's what they can sell them for.
And these blue books.
If I owned a used car place, seriously.
Who makes up these prices?
They don't make them up. It's just a history of what they're selling.
Oh, you mean on a blue book?
Blue book. I mean, they actually research it.
But these places, you sell them for whatever you can get. I mean, that's...
Well, they're not going to sell anything for less than $49.95. I mean, that's probably the bottom car.
I tell my sales guys, seriously, I'd be like, okay, I got $4,000 into this. The minimum I want to make is $5,000. If you sell it for $6,000, I guess you get $1,000.
Nurse practitioner. You're not going to see a physician's assistant. You're going to see a physician's specialist.
Yeah, of course, that's sales.
They're going to try to see if you're a candidate for what that procedure entails.
But not having the headlights work is a great
You should have had the car checked out.
It's honestly
That's a
great. They
no-brainer.
didn't even look at it, you know.
Well, I know, but I mean,
She walked in.
most dealers auction that shit.
Money.
It was probably in the auction lot when she walked in, and they said, I got a car, you know, because they had no other $49.95 cars.
Yeah.
You know?
Knowing that after they sell it, they're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of complaints from this customer.
Well, it ain't going to matter. They don't care about that.
All they're thinking about is a commission check.
AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
Yeah,
AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. If you or a loved one suffer from a
you would think, though, that they would know of all the problems with this car, with as many as there is.
Right to your door. We're
And
Aeroflow
disclose
Urology. Aeroflow helps you or your loved one
Some
qualify
oil
for
is
insurance
transmission.
products through Medicaid at
No
no
bad.
cost, and then ships those products to your door.
Yeah, but if you're in that
struggling with
business,
insurance companies and doctors,
I always say
maintenance
this,
products like briefs.
you gotta play by the
Our
rules.
specialists
The
work directly
place
with you,
is
your doctor,
so
and
outdated.
Medicaid providers to find
The
the
building
best
is,
products
the-
for your
the-
situation. We'll help you
Is it?
qualify for
Not that
those
it's old
products at
school,
no
but they put
cost.
nothing in.
Alexis
Who's
Skyline
that?
says
Skyline?
shipment 3 days after
Because once in a while,
applying.
after I'm out there for
Aeroflow
a park.
They're terrible people as far as my experience.
Yeah, it's just the building's outdated, the systems are outdated.
I don't recall fixing anything ever.
Wow, you need a, how about the service department? Where it's mostly
You know,
just
you can only
sales.
service for 2 days, and come in, and everywhere, like the dealers in the 70s had, I couldn't even get a key made.
That's right, a real estate
Where are they
Right
at?
up there,
Skyline?
all inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday,
I was in there trying to get a key
right
made.
here on Talk Radio 630
And
K-House.
he's like,
The
yeah, our
Consumer
machine,
Real Estate
you
Show,
know, we
Saturday
don't have the new
mornings
machine yet, so this
K-House.
machine may or may not work. And it's
Better
like,
than messaging. Thanks for taking my call. Greater than posting.
I can't believe it.
but he's the only one that had the blank. Because Chris forgot his deal, which most of the time he didn't have the blank. They had the blank. So,
630
of course, he didn't even turn when I put it in the car.
Hi, Tom Martino. This hour brought to you by FrankDurantRealEstateMan.com. I'm doing something with him right now. I don't want to reveal what it is because I don't want to give away my hand, but he's helping me with real estate. And this is very unusual for me to just say to someone, take it. Do it. What's best? You tell me. What do we ask? What do we offer? On each end. I have that much confidence in him. What's really weird is he doesn't give you the impression he's this hotshot sales guy who knows what the hell he's talking about. He's so humble and unassuming. But that's what gets the job done, and it's amazing the deals he gets. Frank Durant, TheRealEstateMan.com. Whether you're buying or selling, he's with Remax Alliance, 920-1622, 303-920-1622. All right, let's go to the phones. Our experts are here standing by. What do you do within a car like that, guys? You're all thinking there's 100 things wrong with it already, but the very first thing, if you never checked it out, you got to have a full analysis, right? Chime in anytime.
Absolutely.
Pre-purchase inspection.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, that's for sure. But if you didn't do it and you're listening to me now, before you get too far down the road, have a full inspection. Why?
You got to know what you're up against.
Because if it has too many things, you don't get the first thing done.
Exactly.
You know how many people have done one thing, then another to find out, the fourth one isn't worth it, and they've already spent on the first 3.
Exactly.
And if you like the car, and it needs work, of course, you can negotiate in the cost of the car.
Of course, 303-713-TALK. Bennett, what's happening with you, Bennett?
Hey, Thomas, good morning.
Good morning. I recognize you as a caller, man. What's going on?
Well, my wife had a minor accident. It was the other party's fault.
Yes.
We took it into Caliber Collision.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. The other party was paying for everything.
Yeah.
And on the opposite side of the car, we had a few minor scratches.
Was insurance involved, sir?
I believe it was Farmers.
Okay.
But on the other side of the car, we had some minor scratches, and I told them I would be willing to pay for that. They said,
you wanted to pay betterment or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and they said, no problem. We're not going to charge you for that because it's real minor to take off.
Sure.
And here's the kicker, Tom.
Yeah.
They called every couple days to let us know what progress they were in.
You felt coddled.
Yeah.
That's right, man. It's communication. You just a call to say, oh, yeah, we're waiting on parts or this or that. Do you know some people don't bother because they think, oh, well, it's only been a few days. But don't you feel good when that happens?
And, Tom, what really made us feel good, when we went to pick up the vehicle,
yeah,
they handed us a $20 bill, and I said, what are you guys doing? We found this underneath the front seat.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, I don't think we've ever had a complaint on Caliber. They sound like a great company.
They are very good. Thank you, Bennett. Mark, a problem with AMCO.
Gee, imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Now, Mark Machowski's our training guy. I want to ask you, Mark, Is Amco private? Are they privately owned under the Amco flag, or are they company owned? Do you know?
Well, it's franchise.
So it's privately owned under that flag. Okay.
Correct.
So, Mark, which Amco then?
Amco Brighton.
Okay. What's the problem?
So, bought my son a '99 Ford Explorer many years ago. It started having issues where when it would shift into drive, it would hesitate or slip.
At how many miles? At how many miles?
Like 180 when it first started or something like that.
All right, cool. So what's going on now, man?
It's got a lot of miles. So a friend of mine said, just keep driving until it finally goes out. Well, what finally happened was the reverse band broke. At the time, my son was going to school at CSU. The car was in Brighton, so I'm like, I want a national transmission place to do this. So I take it to Brighton Amco. They rebuild it.
Now, what was your thinking? A national transmission place. What's your thinking on that?
I'm thinking, if he has any issues, wherever we go, he can get it worked on.
You know what? I imagine that is what people think with Midas and all kinds, and Goodyear and different ones. I wanted to ask any of you guys, do you guys have an equivalent of a national warranty?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And do they really work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, that's the one thing I think disadvantage independent shops have, is that there's no way to tout that, because Mark is thinking, hey, Amco's all over. So too bad there wasn't a name that all the independent shops could use and not be a franchise but have that warranty protection. Keep going, Mark.
Okay, so that was July of 2015. My son drives it for a little while. September 2015, he's like, hey, Dad, every now and then it's doing that thing where it shifts weird into drive. I tell him to take it to Brighton.
Wait, what did you have? What did you have done for it to begin with?
They said they completely rebuilt it.
And that was when?
In July of 2015.
And did you have a warranty?
Yes, and there's a discrepancy there because their books show only a year warranty, whereas Amco doesn't offer a year warranty.
What do you mean? What do they offer?
18 months or 3 years.
Well, what do you have in your possession? That's what really counts.
Yeah, and
What do you have?
My wife can't find it.
Okay. What do you think you had? What do you think you had?
I was pretty sure I had an 18-month one.
Okay. I believe that Amco, has a copy of that. If they do a transmission and it's activated under a warranty, I believe they have to send it into corporate just in case you get stuck somewhere else. Now, I'm not sure of that, but that's how. Let's put it this way: that's how a lot of the chains work, guys. Do you think they should have a record of that?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, but the other thing
they say that they have a year warranty. And but that's the issue is. Amco doesn't offer a year warranty. They offer 18 months.
But this shop can offer a year warranty.
Yeah, I mean, who owns this shop?
This shop can offer a year warranty. They see the very reason you went to Amco is really a sham, because they're not a national company. It's an individually owned franchise.
Yeah.
In fact, hold on. Let's analyze this. What makes Amco an Amco as opposed to a budget A1 transmission and auto repair? Now,
national advertising?
Okay, what else? What actually goes into that transmission? In fact, I'll dare say they don't have machine shops, do they?
No.
I'll dare say that in your career, Mark, you've actually done work and Amco brought it to you to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Amco finds a machine shop like Mark. They go and have it rebuilt at Mark's place and then sell it and mark it up. That's the amazing thing. It lured you in. And that's what marketing and that's what franchises do. Now, at McDonald's, it's different. McDonald's has standards for certain everything. So does Burger King. It's different with food franchise places. It's more than just advertising. You don't just advertise Kentucky Fried Chicken and then go out and buy chicken anywhere you want from Joe's Chicken Coop and then call it Kentucky Fried. You don't. Or KFC now. Fried is not politically correct. But here's the deal. This thing, you have a problem with this shop, and did it happen? It happened. This was 15, 16. When did it actually happen? The problem.
So it was rebuilt in 15, and it's been in the shop 8 times since then.
Have they fixed all the problems except this one?
No, the thing is, it's a recurring problem.
Okay, whoa.
This problem,
did they ever address the problem while it was under warranty?
Several times.
What did they do?
So, September 2015, AMCO Fort Collins.
What did they do?
Low on fluid.
What did they do?
They said it was low on fluid.
And then what was you said the same problem. What were the issues every time?
When it
shifts hard.
Sometimes when it shifts into drive, it would slip or pause.
Okay, hold on. So this is the same problem, and I don't want any stories. I just want this. First one, low on fluid. What was the second one?
Second one was, yes, there's an issue. AMCO Fort Collins calls AMCO Brighton and says, hey...
There's an issue. What is the issue? Number two, what did they do for the second call?
They sent me to Brighton AMCO.
What did they do?
Nothing. They just said, yes, we see that.
Okay, they literally said, yes, there's a problem, but we're doing nothing.
Yeah, and they sent me contact.
Do you have the work order for the yes, there's a problem, but we're not doing anything? Do you have that work order?
No, I don't.
Okay, so there's no proof of any second call. What about the third call? What about the third? We're on to the third call. What about the third call? You have the first one, low on fluid. What about the third call?
So the third call is AMCO Brighton says...
What did they do? What did they actually do for the third call? You said they've taken 5 shots at this. What did they do the third time?
The third time was they said that they wanted to rebuild it again.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, so you got it rebuilt the second time.
Yeah.
Okay, the fourth time, what did they do?
Fourth time they said... there's an issue with your shift linkage, so they replaced the shift linkage.
Linkage. What did they do the fifth time?
Fifth time, they said, we think there's an issue with your transmission cooler. They flushed the cooler and the lines. It made it work better.
Okay, now there's not a sixth time, right?
Yes, no, there's 2 more times.
What's the sixth? What did they do the sixth time?
Sixth time was basically...
what did they do?
The summer of 16.
What did they do?
There's nothing wrong with it. We see what it does.
Okay, like the second, it was like the second one. Acknowledgement, but no cigar. What did they do then the final time, the 7th time?
So the 7th time was January of last year.
What did they do?
Nothing. They said it doesn't.
Another acknowledgement with nothing. Listen, bro, if you have any of this documentation, I'd haul their asses to small claims court. First, I'd go to Machowski or I'd go to a transmission place. I'd get a full and complete diagnosis. Then I would literally take them to small claims court and I would sue them, and here's what I would sue for. Breach of contract. Yes, you had a 1-year warranty, but the problem was never ever addressed. And that's what I would do after a complete analysis. Now, you will win if what you're telling me is true. You will win. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
Yeah, that was that can be real pain in the ass because you have to machine those servos. I got 3 servos that need to be machined and oversized servo pistons, the sleeves for the pins for the band.
Sound to you like they just getting around that much.
Yeah, or the one that just didn't put everything into it that they should have to do it right.
Can everyone believe he was sticking around that much?
Well, look what they charged them.
Oh, I guarantee it's 3-4 minutes.
Still can be a bit slick, so be careful.
But it's pretty standard.
You know, back in the day, AMCO, you had to get all your parts from AMCO, all your kits, and then AMCO, the main center, would come into a AMCO shop and say, okay, let's get this transmission off the shelf here. Let's take it all apart and make sure it has all of these parts.
These big houses are dropping like flies with pressure. Dropping like
That's why I told you get your soul.
Not so much.
Smart.
Luckily,
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Don't talk about it. But listen, I'm saying that I have found some extraordinary deals. I just want to pounce on them, but I have to wait. You know what I'm saying? I have found some extraordinary deals.
Mine's gone up like absolutely insane. Crazy.
Or preventive maintenance, all repairs on vehicles with a 3-year, 36,000-mile national warranty.
And if you need the records, they're a phone call away.
We print out the schedule, all your maintenance, and what we put in your car.
When are you selling yours, Dano?
Or the spring.
The best time to sell is Christmas Day.
ProAuto.com.
Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
I started my business in
You have an open
1986
house at
and began
11
paying employees.
p.m.
I would
January
handwrite checks and say, here you
1st.
go, don't cash it until Tuesday. That came to a screeching halt when a teenage employee said his
This guy's killing it.
pay stub.
Absolutely
Pay
killing it.
stub? We don't have pay stubs.
This guy's taking on QuickBooks and all these other guys. He's killing it, man.
State law requires to receive a pay stub.
Because no, I've got that gut feeling he's killed it. He filled a need that I wish I had back then. Payroll software, nice and easy, up to 100 employees. One-tenth of the price of QuickBooks and these other guys.
Paychecks.
That's why I appreciate
Find a niche.
Patriot software.
That's Patriot software. These guys are so cheap. If you do in-house payroll, you'd be crazy not to use these guys. And it's not really in-house. They pretty much do it.
And I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
Suzanne did all our payroll. I think we use different people, but
I would never do. I use paychecks. I wouldn't.
we use paychecks. But God, man, I did not like paychecks.
Whatever. I don't want the headache. I don't want the hassle.
They would take the money out of our account.
They stopped doing it.
Weeks before.
They stopped doing it.
Oh, really? They fucking wrote on my cash flow. In my payroll back in the day, 50 employees. Fuck, man, my payroll was huge.
They took it out weeks ahead of time?
Weeks ahead.
No, they take it out. They were taking it out like 3 or 4 days ahead.
I remember weeks, but you might be right. I don't know.
Right now, I could put it in on the 15th, and it pays on the 16th or 17th, and it's they don't take it.
So now that they do it in
They just it's so quick, yeah.
God,
If
they
you want
used to
it,
sit on it,
next day, it's like another $50 or something. Because sometimes the way the 1st and 15th falls, and you know, it's the employee. I need my check on the 1st. It's like the 1st is Sunday or Saturday. So I can't wait till Monday to get paid. It's like
You got a plan.
Yeah, I definitely know that.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ will give you straight, beautiful teeth, a beautiful smile for a fraction of the cost of cosmetic dentistry, and they'll do it in just 2 years. It's called the New Orthodontics. Dr. Ken Lawson pioneered this, and it involves mouthpieces that adults wear to widen their palate. He has proven that your palate does not fuse, you do not need extractions, nor do you need surgery. You can actually widen your palate. Your teeth begin to straighten. It's amazing, without braces. For the finishing touches, he will use Invisalign braces. Now, this entire process is just 2 years. Now, because it realigns the jaw and the palate, the byproduct is you cure any TMJ or prevent it and any sleep apneas. So you get a triple whammy and a beautiful smile. 303-690-0100. It's called the New Orthodontics. You're not just covering up problems, you're enhancing your entire jaw and your smile for life. 303-690-0100.
Do you have high blood pressure? Are you looking to start an exercise program? If so, you may qualify for a research study.
To me, it's not worth it.
What do you guys do?
We
do QuickBooks.
Yeah, it's expensive. QuickBooks is outrageous in price.
We don't actually have them cut the checks. We just use QuickBooks for accounting and then just cut the checks individually.
Yeah, but they still charge you for the payroll portion, don't they? Yeah. How much is it?
I don't know.
You
It's
should
part of
check.
Enterprise. We pay yearly for Enterprise.
But you don't. Do you use that for your POS?
No,
I didn't think so.
We use it for accounting though.
So your
For all the other
POS
accounts.
just dumps down in your QuickBooks.
Yeah, which we have to pay for that too.
What do you guys use? RO Writer?
RO Writer, yeah.
Because they're going internet-based now, where they're charging monthly or something, is what I understand.
I don't know that we're going to keep using them. I'm pretty tired of them. They've been really, really bad with software.
They don't have a. They don't have a payroll module though.
No.
Or even in the accounting module, do they?
They have some accounting, but it wasn't as comprehensive as we want. So we started
radio station. See, with the paychecks though, these guys can get on
Most likely.
with their own accounts, get their own stuff.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, and you know, Genesis Total Exteriors is getting some kudos here by email and said Mark couldn't have been nicer. Mark Szymanski, Genesis, and here's why. They were looking for a home improvement company. And they said, you know, it's pretty risky nowadays. And we had some special order stuff, and we had to make a payment. We did it by credit card, as you suggested. And he just wants to thank me for that. Genesis Total Exteriors. And they do everything from the roof, siding, windows, doors, decks, fences. They do also basements. And, of course, now, this time of year, probably basements and kitchens and baths are the big deal. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. If you go online, you'll find him, Genesis. Mark Szymanski. So, listen, it's car day. We got our people. We're going to talk about it. I want Mark to know on the AMCO caller, Mark, that it's in your hands. You got to do this because you're the one that experienced this. You file a small claim, you're going to get your money back if they never fixed it. You never got the benefit of your warranty. So I don't want you to think that's a toss-off. I want you to do it. In fact, I want you to stay in touch with us and call us off the air, and we will give you the instructions on how to do it. I mean, with the logistic part, okay? Mark, anyway, I assume he's there. Jackie, go ahead, Jackie. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. My family and I rent a house, and we encountered a mouse problem back on January 27th.
Okay.
So the evening of January 27th. So morning of January 28th, I called my landlord. We actually go through a property management company, and they...
How bad were the mice? How bad was it?
You'll have to forgive me. I'm the meek one. I don't like to look at it as much as I have to, but we, at that point, probably had at least 2 in the house. We've since caught about 5. I've lost count because I don't touch them myself.
And were they, and were they in the main living area?
They were, where we are finding it is in the kitchen area under the sink.
So what's happening?
Well, so what I did was I called the landlord because I was obviously concerned, and the property management company, and they gave me they said, you know, set some traps.
Right, okay.
Do a couple of things.
Gotcha.
And see what you can do, you know, and if it's successful, great. If not, call us back.
Right.
So we put down steel wool. We did a deep clean.
Sure.
In case, you know, we set traps out. We did what I knew to do. And we're still encountering problems. In fact, I just saw one run across the floor today, and I'm a little panicked right now. But
they freak me out. I can't stand seeing mice. Freaks me out.
Here's the thing.
Get a cat.
I'm losing sleep at night. Yes, that we are going to do that, but I'm losing sleep at night.
Anyway, what do you want, Jackie? Here's what you do. If you have a problem, let me just explain this. And we got to turn that down, okay, Jackie? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you have, just let me correct this problem. There's 2 lines up. Let me just get that off of there right now. Okay, now I'll go back to Jackie. Okay, so Jackie, if you have this problem and it's considered uninhabitable, it's not, but it is a warrant of habitability, it does have some problems. So what you could do is this. You could write to the landlord and say, you have to do it in your own words. This is what I would do. I would say, look, under the standards of habitability, I don't believe that I should have to put up with this. And I demand that you do something about it within a certain number of days, or at least begin doing something. They can't eradicate it instantly. And then if you get no action, then I would say you either constructively evict yourself, saying it's intolerable, you're not going to live there anymore, or you say, I'm going to begin my own treatments based on these estimates. I'm going to take the middle estimate, and I'm going to start, and then I'm going to ask for reimbursement. That's what I would do.
That was going to be my question. If I essentially take steps to take care of this, like hiring an exterminator, can I do that?
You can do anything you want. Are you asking me, will it be tolerated legally? I don't know. It depends. If you're asking me, is it your right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But here's the deal. Standards of habitability. If you didn't have heat and the landlord did not reasonably take care of it, and you wrote and warned them, there have been cases where people withheld rent, but they applied it toward the repairs. They didn't just withhold it. They applied it toward repairs, and it was upheld. There are other cases where people withhold rent, and it's not upheld because one room wasn't working or they exaggerated. It depends on what you're saying and if it's how accurate it is.
let me interject if I may, because this kind of gives me something. There's a little bit more breadth to this. We've had an issue. Whenever we've only had a couple of different issues, like our hot water heater, which is kind of major. It started failing on us, and then it eventually just was done. We had no hot water.
For how long?
For
how long?
I'd have to go. To be honest, I'd go back into my emails because I do try
tell
to
me this. Hold on. More than a day?
Oh yeah. It was more than it was at least over the weekend. I do remember this because it happened.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. If it was a week, probably unreasonable. You know, it depends on the issue.
Here's where I'm going, though, Tom. I just wonder if there's a pattern, though, that I need to be concerned about.
Even if there is a pattern, it's you can't use the habitability standards to say because here, if you said this, there is a pattern of blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Therefore, what, Jackie? Therefore, what? What are you proposing? If let's say there is a pattern, then what?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the rest of the story? There is a pattern.
Quite frankly, to be honest with you, what I would like is I'd like the mice exterminated. I'd like proper lighting in the kitchen because we don't have it right now.
You can't just
and
take
like
all.
I just like the stuff fixed.
You can't just pile everything up unless it's truly habitability. I don't believe the refrigerator will.
That's why I just brought it out to you.
I don't believe the refrigerator is going to rise to that level, nor will lighting in the kitchen. Okay? If you're pissed at the landlord, that's one thing. If it's intolerable because of health and safety, that's another. So they're two separate issues.
Gotcha.
If this is just a bad landlord and there's a pattern of being a jerk, the first thing you do is ask if you can get out of the lease and try to negotiate it out. Just get out. Okay? The second thing is to use constructive eviction, which would be you evict yourself based on the fact that it's intolerable, it's uninhabitable, but you better have some damn good evidence, or you just try to pressure him to fix the stuff or her. But if what you're asking is, can I do what? I don't know, because you haven't asked, can I do something? You just said you're pissed, basically. What do you want to do?
No, it's not that I'm pissed. The mice problem scares me, Tom. Okay,
all right, Jackie, you could start if you started withholding rent to get everything fixed. And they'll start an eviction. When they do, you'll have a hearing. You go to the hearing with receipts, and if they're reasonable, and if you fixed deficiencies, the landlord may say, well, you're not being evicted. She was within her rights, and I like what she did. The judge could also say, you know what, you shouldn't take it upon yourself to do this, and it seems like you were impatient and you're being evicted. So it's really up to how bad it is. Lighting doesn't even come close.
This report is sponsored by Russell Stover.
It's a much better driver. Drive me crazy, especially going to bed at night.
I can't stand it.
You live up in the mountains.
I don't have any. I mean, they come in the garage, but there's no.
Every goddamn.
Oh, that was
Safe is just the thing. You know, the little green cube.
Right.
Well, my list completely disappeared. I have no idea what I'm doing and when I'm doing it.
And that's kind of cool.
No, but then you got to deal with it.
Here,
Right, but
so what am I doing right now?
You know, the old-fashioned wooden traps.
30-second fix it in about 45 seconds.
Green cubes, they eat it.
We are great at a lot of things.
I'm sorry, I didn't write 30 on that. Fix it. I just noticed that.
My concern about that is, let's say, they find a crevice in the house and then they die, and then that's a smell.
Don't forget, Russell
These
Silver,
days you put
make
poison out?
No, she took traps.
Oh, that would drive me crazy. Would that drive you crazy, Dan?
That's nice to
We
hear.
had mice when I was a kid on the farm.
No, I mean, in the house.
I don't like.
Oh, God.
Mice I could put up with.
Especially if the rat's name was Ben.
A couple of years ago, we had rats in our garden. Ooh, we had real heavy rains that summer.
Oh, and drove them out?
I don't know, but there was a bush next to my girlfriend came in and my garden's gone.
30-second fix it, Rick.
Okay, what?
Rats in the garden?
Yeah, they were eating the plants.
Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. What does that mean? That means that if you have a plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drain problem, they can fix it for $39. No, they can find it, though, no matter what it is. But then that $39 is applied to the fix. So you can always dictate exactly what you're going to spend. For example, $39 to find it, right? Then, if you decide to get it fixed, they credit you that and fix it. So you'll always pay just $39, or you get it fixed for a great value. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Ever wonder why your
How big were they? Oh, there's two. Oh, they're huge.
I hate rats.
Rats are the
Well,
worst.
they ate the
I hate
tomato
rats,
plants,
I
they
hate
ate
mice.
the pepper plants, they ate
Jeez, you get a cat. It's so
No, I know it is.
Rats, there's some rats.
No, I just got a big trap. Two
Cats
big traps.
really work.
Really?
Just
I
the
thought it was
presents.
deer.
Do they?
Oh, the presents.
I mean, she planted
You mean
all
with
this
mice
stuff
or
with
rabbits?
Yeah,
next to
if
it.
Any
they
of
know
them.
there's a cat living there,
They're gone.
they like spread the word.
Do that.
Who knew?
I swear, no, they
Really?
do.
One cat could take a huge barn and you'll never have mice in your barn.
What it does is,
Let alone your house.
even if the cat is not a great mouse, if just a few,
Every cat does
that they spread the word.
They spread the word.
His mouse was a mouser. His mom was a
I've
mouse.
always had great mousers. The problem with that is they deliver them to you.
Right. They're proud. They want you
Oh, they love it. I like how they torture them.
Right.
Fuck with it.
Right.
Glad I kill it over a half hour.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I always
Right.
take them away.
And they're always, even the babies, they'll just fuck with it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
baby
I don't
sit it down for.
That's how they send that message.
Yeah, tell the others.
Tell the others.
Yeah, right.
You want to you want to die over a 3-hour period?
You know what's cute about it? They'll sit down for like, the mice will be there 5 minutes, and they're like 10 feet away. You know, not right on it. And they see a little movement. Okay, get up, smack it,
Smack it, watch it for a little bit, smack it.
It's terrible. They're cruel.
And cats, I've always told Suzanne, if we were little, our cats would fuck with us and kill us just like they do mice.
Oh, God.
Never seen them out for 12 hours. They might be on.
So my daughter living out there.
Ours will stare out the window at these black squirrels we got.
Water out for her cat because the cockroaches will be in the bowl drinking the water. The sink, the stove. She has to clean everything when she's done. And I told her, just get out of there.
Get your money down. With American financing, there's no
Can't you do that?
involved, so your financial goals.
It depends on how bad it is, yes.
You're confident you're getting the
But
best rate.
constructive evictions, they're going to give you a fight
Right.
every time.
I just think they're so unhealthy, though. Bad health risk.
Raleigh House 30.
Cockroaches?
It started today.
Cockroaches, mice.
You know what? I've never heard of a constructive eviction where you write a letter saying, I'll be leaving, and they say, okay.
Or apply online.
This number I'm going to give you is for information about addiction. If you've discovered your husband, your wife, your child, someone you're close to has an addiction, or you think they do, you're not really sure, call the Raleigh House. They're an addiction treatment center. This is not a slam bam sales message. This is true, confidential, loving information that will help you out. 720-963-9201. Call anytime. 720-963-9201.
If you've saved a lot in your IRAs, 401ks, and other accounts, taxes could be your biggest retirement expense.
I don't know if every cat
I'm
though
Linda
can kill a
Gardner,
rat.
host of Your Money,
Oh, I
Your
think they
Retirement,
could.
every
There's
Saturday
big.
on
You ever see Kathy's cat?
As a CPA,
I mean, these big cats. Huh?
The fat one?
A giant one, yeah.
How big?
I mean, I had a big Maine Coon. Maine Coons are this.
They're huge.
And they can. Maine Coons are really good.
They're pretty fucking mean, though.
Your money, your retirement.
Mine wasn't never
heard of them.
It wasn't? Our neighbors have one, and man,
I think Siamese are more moody and mean. I've never heard of these. My Siamese would attack me.
that's how our neighbor's Mancoon is.
That our cat, I just think sometimes we just look at me and attack me. The Siamese, not my regular cat.
Okay. So my girlfriend has to be ignored. It bites.
Weird.
It brings a little toy over when you to throw it or do something.
Well,
and they don't do it.
They're
right
stalkers.
away.
Like a mountain lion. Ready up?
Say bye-bye, cat.
Well, it's not my turn.
Feed it to the dog.
Yeah.
You're on your own. You're outside.
Here.
You know, it's 4 below this morning.
I'm Tom Martino, and
we're going to go to the phones. I want to try to get as many people as possible in here, and I hope I answer all of your calls. Gene? What's going on, Gene?
Yes, sir.
What's happening with the Subaru Legacy? God, that's a popular car, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's a great car.
Yeah.
My problem is, Mr. Martino, my birthday was January 28th.
Yeah, that's my problem too. Every time I have a birthday.
Yeah, really. Well, I turned 70.
All right.
I was loaned $500 by a friend of ours.
Okay.
And I put it in my pocket, walked around the corner to a little store, restaurant, got a couple grilled cheese, come back home and realized that I lost the money.
Oh, wait, I got an important question. What did you have to drink with that grilled cheese?
Not a thing.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
I haven't had a thing in a long time. But anyway, I'm really bummed out about the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
wait, you lost the money?
Just lost it.
This cash?
Cash money.
Damn
money.
it. Damn it.
It was in an envelope. And, I already had the car scheduled to go in the next day on the 29th.
Oh, you borrowed $500 to get your car fixed?
Yes, yes.
Now, this $500 was handed to you in an envelope right before you went to that restaurant?
Little restaurant, right.
Do you think you left it there?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think I did.
Oh, damn, that's too bad.
Yeah, immediately, within, it's like 5 minutes walking distance. So I immediately called back. I didn't tell my wife what had happened yet. But anyway, I called back and talked to the people. No, the guy that was there, no.
All right, what were you having done to your car?
My clutch went out.
Okay.
And anyway, I had it scheduled for...
No, I understand. So are you calling because you couldn't get it fixed?
Well, yeah, because I couldn't, I didn't have the money. I don't have no credit at all. I will admit...
Who is the friend? How close? This is a close friend?
Yes.
How are you going to pay it back?
Actually, I was just going to pay her in monthly payments, like $7,500 a month, whatever.
Okay. And do you know what? Do you know what needs to be done on your car?
Yes, my clutch.
Just the clutch?
Well, I think it could be a CV joint as well.
Why don't you hold on? We'll figure out where we're going with the story.
Exergen temporal scanner.
I'd like to see how big of a stack of that stuff that is. That's 1.7 tons of metal. How much space would that take?
I'm so used to Ross wrapping it up.
Is it on a container ship?
You don't see the
Yeah, there's some more heroin and stuff in there. They had it in the speakers.
Look at the log.
Look at the log, you said.
Mark.
There's
you
what?
don't see the log. You don't...
It's $1.2
billion worth of meth at the LA port.
At the LA port entry?
You have to be smarter than a sixth grader.
Oh, that goes right into,
Going ahead to
well, I'm
Australia.
thinking, no, San Francisco.
Whatever happened to that show?
Oh, this is heading out.
Whatever happened to that show? I like that show.
Australia.
Smarter than a sixth. Are you smarter than a sixth?
Oh, yeah.
There's no port entry in LA and fucking Australia.
Los Angeles, Long Beach Seaport. Well, that's got to be so much crap going through.
Yeah, really, yeah.
I mean,
On the ocean.
Yeah.
All that.
I thought you were talking southern border. I'm going, man.
Thousands upon thousands.
That's Juarez, bro.
And refusal to answer. Not obstructing anything.
You mean Australia?
No. That's Tijuana. No, San Francisco's Tijuana. Man, if you've seen how bad San Francisco is now, you think it was bad a couple months ago? They say there's just fucking turds and needles everywhere.
I heard a thing. They said there's more drug addicts in San Francisco than students.
I believe it. No one wants to live there anymore. It's nasty. They called it the something by the bay. The not the pits, but the something.
Nancy's home base, huh?
Oh, it's horrible.
I have a friend who just moved out here from San Francisco.
What do you think?
Everything smells like everything.
Really?
They said there was feces just everywhere.
So did she really like living there, the climate and everything, but now it just got...
I don't know if she liked living there. She grew up out there,
Okay.
out in California.
But they
I don't know how
said,
happy she was out there.
they said that these towns, these tent towns are in every city.
Oh,
in
I just
LA,
got back from
San
Long
Diego.
You got to see how it's in Long Beach. We just got back from the Long
really?
Beach show, the big coin show. Oh my! I couldn't believe the tents and the. It's almost like a little community on sides of these highways.
So who owns those properties?
Good question. Probably Department of Transportation.
So you think they're just letting them?
She said I moved the victim.
Oh, dude, there are laws there for homeless or crazy.
Yeah, but it's like New York. It's running rampant too, because you can.
You know, along the Platte River
homeless have
too.
more rights than the people.
But you're not helping them by letting them.
Along the Platte River, you know, by our shop, right behind the shop.
Well, that Cortez said
Must have been
yesterday.
4 or 5 cop cars there.
In that green deal.
I really like her.
She wants people
the
to,
route, but I take
even people that don't want to
from the
work.
house, and I can look down.
Not
and I
that
can
Kim,
see
that's
why you really like her.
I love her. She's my favorite.
Anyway, they got them all out there.
Jelly. Jelly adjective.
She is my favorite.
Better way to say jealous, as in,
oh my God.
So jelly.
Man, this AMC ticket is the best. We get 3 movies a week, $20 a month. It includes IMAX, it includes everything, every movie, every AMC theater, and those are the 3 right around us.
And you're not limited in any way. Just
no limit. The
any
movie
availability?
pass was the biggest piece of shit. It got to the point there'd be like 1 movie in the entire state you could see, and it was the shittiest movie out there. This is the real deal, man. Bam, bam, bam. And you can pick your own seat. They got recliners.
I like
It's
that
just like
recliner,
paying
so
cash.
that-
Aren't they? The only problem with those is the movie's boring, you'll fall asleep.
Well, that happens to
I
me
have
every-
never been in theaters where you hear snoring occasionally.
I happen to see every movie I've gone to. I fall asleep.
Every
half hour,
movie?
Half hour, yeah, literally.
Jesus, then
I'm
don't
at
go.
home though, it's different, but when I go to those movies, you know, like you said, the seats
Well,
recline.
especially summertime when they got the air conditioning cranked up.
Man,
Just kind
I'm out of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got a
You have, now you can get beers, so you got a couple beers in
You
there.
get alcohol there now.
Oh my God, I haven't had one in years. I'm going to try it.
What?
I hate them.
Did you see?
I know. I love them. I love them like that.
Did you see that one?
Remember how much I love
Yeah,
that at your
yeah.
place? Well, somehow I stopped liking them. It's amazing. I used to be hooked on them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try it again.
All right.
I don't.
Check out the freezer.
I just got off. Mark, were you shocked when I stopped drinking these? Were you shocked?
Why'd you get one?
Oh, he just handed
Don't
me.
get them back on
Who
those.
says I'm back?
Oh my God!
Stand by for,
Push
you had
Holy shit! If you take a sip of that, you'll never hear the end of it. He's got a Diet Coke.
Crack dealer.
Crack.
Oh my God.
Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. That's where you go to get great deals on your car. Now listen to this. They have used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans with all the prices clearly marked. Sure, they'll bargain here and there, now and then, and also, they don't have any funny money. They just have straightforward deals. You got a trade, they give you a price, and then subtract it from the sale. They even have 40 lenders to choose from to find the loan best for you. No down payment, little down payment, some down payment, whatever it is, Rockies. 303-426-4646, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, and on Saturdays, 9 to 6, Rockies.
Real estate man, whether buying or selling.
All right, text Stephanie all about this Diet Coke. I already got a picture. I'll send her the picture.
You don't know what I know.
You won't believe the level of service when you
Or
visit
touchy
your
levels
home.
this morning.
Oh, is she really?
She went there. I don't want to say it. Yeah, I'm batching it for a whole week.
You can text though.
We not only saw
No, she can still get a text. So I'm going to be all, well, I'm going to have my kids most of the time. I'm taking my kids extra.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. We're just going to hang out.
Movies, bowling. If you want to go
They
bowling,
have
let us know.
school.
We love bowling.
Of course they have school, but, and then Dolce has a tournament up in Greeley. Why the frick do Denver schools have tournaments in Windsor and Greeley? I don't know why.
Oh, shit.
They travel
Maybe it's
everywhere
because
now.
it's central.
Make sure you choose Saturday.
No, seriously, it doesn't make sense.
What kind of tournament?
Travel.
Doesn't make sense to me.
I agree.
What kind of tournament?
Jeez, I almost got the wrong day. That would have really pissed me off.
I did Frank Duran, the real estate man,
Girlfriend's grandson of a monster truck.
and I did
Oh, okay.
Genesis, didn't I? I did Genesis. So this one is
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's where you go to make an appointment to get up to 40% off on floors, all the regular floors that you want. All of them. And you can get discounts and designer services and the best installation in the business, SimplyFloorsInc.com. I'm a consumer advocate. I only recommend people I truly believe in. Now, there have been times in my 40-year career here in Denver, a little more outside of Denver, but I had recommended people and regretted it. Just a few times. I really check people out. But that's why I love feedback. If you ever say, hey, Tom, check this out. I don't like what happened. You know, we get calls all the time about the referral list. You know why? People trust me. And they trust us. And they trust the referral list. And they say, Tom, you know, we were charged extra. Why? And then I look into it. And then we find the real story. Now, if ever a referral list member screws up, they agree to fix it, or they're no longer a referral list member. You'll never get that ever anywhere else. Referrallist.com. Gene, let's talk. Your legacy. You borrowed $500 to get the clutch done. You lost the $500. What's happening? What do you need? What's going on? You had it scheduled to go get fixed. You didn't have the money anymore. Did you tell your wife you lost the money?
Yeah, about 2 days later.
Uh-oh.
And so she just, you know, naturally she went off on me.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was going to ask, is there anybody you know that would lend $500 that if I could pay him?
You already owe $500.
Well, that would have to be paid too.
Man, what do you do for a living, or are you retired?
I'm a retired electrician. I broke my neck when I was 55 years old.
Wow. How old are you now, Gene?
70.
Oh, I think you mentioned. Now, Gene, listen. A couple questions. You broke your neck. Are you on regular Social Security and any supplemental at all?
I guess it's called SDI.
Right. And are you also on, do you have Medicare or Medicaid?
Yeah, I got a supplemental with that as well.
Okay, all right. So, how much is your income?
Well, I got to explain something to you. I was not very, in my middle years of my life, I was not very good at taking care of money, saving, nothing like that.
Yeah.
When I got with my wife, her children were like 8 and 9. Anyway.
How long ago was this?
Oh, God, it's about as long as you've been in Denver.
Okay, so you've been with your wife a long time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so where are we going with the story? So you
her daughter died when she was like 34.
Yeah.
And we ended up raising like all of her grandchildren, all 8 of them.
Okay.
And
so you never really were able to accumulate or get any kind of substance.
No. I was not. Like I said,
I know you're trying. I know you're trying to build a case that you need help, and I understand that, Gene. Yes, I understand that completely. And you're trying to build a case that you were wayward in your middle-age years, and you're sorry about it, but and now you need help. How bad?
He said he wasn't good with money. When
how many miles
started out? How
many miles on the car?
You know, a little. It's over 200,000, but the car is great.
All right.
The motor, I mean, I love it.
Okay, listen. What does that cost, guys, to get that clutch in there?
Way more than $500.
Well, yeah, it's probably $700-800.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Who gave
7 to 9, especially.
Who gave you the $500 price tag?
The person that lent me the money, the guy that's going to do the work is a friend of hers.
Oh, that's a great scam. Okay, so
and he was. You know, he knows the whole story, and he told me $500, and I also told him about...
Why don't you ask him to finance it?
I want to talk to the guy you got the money from.
Why? The woman. Why?
I just want to. Why not?
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you need help and you're down on your luck, if you're disabled, seriously now, you raised your grandchildren, and you're deserving of help, and I say deserving, I'm not trying to cast judgment on people, let's say, if they weren't deserving. But let's say someone who's an alcoholic sitting on their ass and they don't care about anything, I wouldn't call deserving. But I'm talking about in my little warped world. So here's what I'd like to do. There is a place and I believe Deputy Daff knows about it, that does low-cost auto repair for people in need, or they will accept payments or help. Right, Mark? Don't we have them in the charity section of the referral list? What's the name of the auto place? I know they do it for women. Well, only women, though, or could they help this guy? Okay.
Single moms, that's the gig.
Well, Jean's got a wife, and she's a grandma that raised kids.
I'm just telling you what they do.
I mean, let's find out.
I mean,
Gene.
That's what they do.
Hold on, Suzanne. Let's find out if we can get him some. Yeah.
If you want to talk to the woman and let me the money, this is the story. Her and her son and daughter. Her daughter is my granddaughter. She married one of my grandchildren.
Okay. All right.
Her son is like 25, 24, something like that, and he considers me his grandfather. And I've been in his life more than
Gene, listen, man. Gene, I don't want you to spill your guts out. Seriously, you're okay. You're okay. We'll check out your story off the air. We'll try to get you some help. I can't promise anything, and maybe we can kick something in from our charity account, but only under special circumstances, Gene, because almost everyone needs help, and we have very special criteria because we want our money to go a long way. Hold on, though. Suzanne, could you take his name and number, and then we'll give it to Deputy Daff. She has a big heart. I thought it was ironic that he said in his early years he wasn't good with money, but yet he just lost in his later years $500 in cash. Well, listen, Gene, let's pray that you find the money, too. Let's not forget that. Also, let's see if Deputy Daff can contact that place for low-cost auto care, or if she can... I think it was Hands of the Carpenter. No, really? I think that's what they're called. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back. We're going to go with someone else now, too. We got a tranny question with Thomas, a 15 Silverado. What's happening, Thomas?
Hello there, Tom.
Hey, man.
First-time caller.
Thank you for calling. I hope we can help.
I have a 15 Silverado, 20,000 miles on it.
How many?
20,000.
Wow. Only 20,000?
Yes.
You shouldn't be having any trouble.
That's what I'm thinking.
Gosh.
It makes a whining noise when it shifts, or when I go over a speed bump. And I had a guy tell me that has another Silverado that he says that the transmission computer needs to be flashed. Does that make sense?
As far as a whining noise, I don't see how
does that mean shifting patterns
to have a whining noise. It almost sounds like a gear train noise. You just need to get it checked out.
Bola, you got a gut on it?
Well, I don't understand what going over a bump would have to do with it either. If it's a transmission internal, that doesn't make sense.
No, what does it sound like? Maybe a ball joint?
Suspension, yeah.
Okay, well, I believe it's still under warranty for the powertrain for the 5-year.
Okay, so what are you proposing? I mean, did you take it anywhere to get fixed yet?
I just want to kind of get an idea what you guys...
Well, heck, I mean, Budget A1 does the free 1 hour free... I'm serious, 1 hour free diagnostics, and if it's a tranny problem and you're inclined to get it fixed, I mean, they don't want people speculating, but if you're inclined to get it fixed, no obligation...
But he said it's under warranty,
They tear into this. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, if it's under warranty, take it to a dealer.
That's where I'm going, because I have another recall on
What dealer are you going to?
Elway Chevrolet.
Yeah, we don't have one way or the other with them. They're not that bad. I mean, as far as Chevy, I mean, you know, where do we go? Where do we go? You know, I mean, if you wanted to drive the Fort Lupton, I know they're honest.
To me, I'd go to the closest dealer.
Yeah, right now, if it's under warranty. All right, 303-713-TALK. And we got a Chevy, Patty's got an 83 Chevy van. Woo! An 83, that's 93, 2002, 2013. That's over 30 years, according to my fingers. And what's wrong with it?
Well, 3 weeks ago, Tom, it's good to talk with you. I listen to you a lot.
Well, thanks,
3
Patty.
weeks ago, I had a mechanic guy come here in a truck, and he put a fuel pump in.
Yeah.
And then for 2 weeks, it didn't run. Then he came back, and he did the idle arm or something.
How many miles on this?
92,000.
What did he do?
Oh, wait. Are they 92 original miles, 92,000?
Yes.
Really? And have you owned it?
I've had it for 5 years.
Are you... I'm not sure that's original mileage, but...
What did they do the second time, though?
I'm not going to argue.
When he came back, he told me I had to put my foot to the floor and hold it there for it to get the fuel up in there to start it. Anyway,
Guys,
Tuesday
yeah.
I took it to the doctor, and I pulled in to the space, left it running to listen to the radio, and it shut off. It died. It just shut off. I tried starting it, would turn over, but it wouldn't start. Now it's sitting there 3 days at the doctor's office. Matter of fact, the nurse drove me home Tuesday.
Hey, Patty, before that happened and he came out and did the fuel pump, what was the symptoms? Did it not start at all?
It would start, and then would I go short distances, I could do that. If I went long distance, it would just die on me.
Gene, I mean, when you bought this, Patty, did they tell you it was original miles? I'm just asking because it's hard to, that would be like an average, I did the math here, of 2,600 miles a year, which is hard.
I know, but everybody tells me it wasn't turned back or anything.
Was it, well, what does it look like? Like the rubber on the pedals are like new and the floor like new? I mean, does it look good?
I mean, it looks good. It's decent, yes.
Okay.
It's not dented or anything.
Well, listen.
But I need to get I'm frustrated with this because I'm just paying money out and I'm not getting it fixed and I'm getting ripped off.
Well, who did you take it? Who did you take it to?
Well, this guy came to the house. He's a mobile guy out of his truck.
And why do you think he's ripping you off?
Well, it's not running.
I understand that, but that could be incompetence, or it could be that there's more trouble than he can find. I mean, how much have you paid? How much have you paid so far, Patty?
$260.
What?
But he won't come back. I called.
What did you get for the $260?
The fuel pump.
I can tell you we're pretty specific about the fuel pumps we put in those GMs, and for $260 you probably did not get a very high quality fuel pump.
Yeah.
And she probably didn't get the whole thing. She probably literally got just that little pump.
Well, the 83, you just replace the pump.
That's it.
Right, it's going to have an external pump.
How much would that cost in a shop?
$300-400 for a good one.
$300 or $400. He goes to her house and does it for $2 something. Let's call him for you. Hold on. Let's try to get a hold of the guy, Patty. Let's try to get a hold of the guy for you. All you want is him to come back if he just did the work.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Travel across the metro area freeway system is in pretty good shape.
In the tank. It's not an external.
Oh, it's an 83?
An 83 still fueling.
But there's still a whole thing, right? Isn't there a whole deal? No, an 83. I'm thinking it's going to be an external
I'm on
pump.
the phone like crazy with Gene, who lost his $500.
That's external.
I don't know.
That's not going to be
5 o'clock somewhere with that guy. But
That's probably drunk. That's a mechanical.
to me, I can't understand. So I just wonder what you want me to do with him.
I wanted to see if Dad could find a low-cost auto if that place would
2 bolts. 2 bolts and a fuel
Maybe
line.
they would. Let's see if they do it for him. And if he promised to pay it back, I don't know. I'm thinking something like that. Yeah, let's just do that.
Daphne's that other one that helped out that one woman we gave the gift card to. I don't think hands of the carpenter aren't going to tell.
That's right.
Yeah, you got
$380. That's cost $380, $400.
Local grocery.
I don't think the guy did the fuel pump at all, actually.
What?
No, you're right. It's mechanical.
Yeah. That's a $40 pump.
Yeah.
Where does it go?
It's a mechanical.
It's an external.
No, it's
2 bolts and a fuel line.
Yeah, so it goes.
How much is it?
Guys, I'm about 20 away from a spot. 10 away.
Oh, send me the producer from Fox's email.
So please, guys.
Can you send me your email?
All right.
$60 is reasonable.
Yeah.
Mark, when we went out to that place in eastern Colorado, and I don't want to give the exact location, but it's the Raleigh House, weren't you shocked at how pretty it was?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
And it's a big rustic setting, and they were having group sessions. The Raleigh House does addiction treatment, and they had group settings, and they had people who were really, chilling and getting treatment, and it's a loving atmosphere. It's a laid back. Now, they have different kinds of for different people. But here's the important thing. If you have any questions about addiction and you call this number, they'll answer them. You don't have to say who you are. You don't have to say who the addict is. You can if you want. You can open a file and have them help you over a few weeks and months before you decide to get treatment. They'll even tell you about other kinds of treatments. 720-963-9201. 720-963-9201. I'm sorry, man. I'll usually indicate where it's going, but that's okay. That's okay. You're antsy, bro. You had too many Coke Zeros.
Wow, I can't believe he's back on the juice. I can't fucking believe
I'm not getting that.
it. I've never been so proud of him.
I'm not getting that.
You know what? It was a good thing you just did a Raleigh House commercial. We're going to end up trading out with him.
I'm not getting that.
Well, he didn't have Coke. When's the last one? See, I don't know. You might go to restaurants and have them. You might have just quit drinking them here.
No, I did. I totally.
It's Coke Zero and the Budweiser.
What's bad about it, Mark? I mean,
that would be funny.
What is a caffeine?
Or a Jim Beam bottle. Really Coke Zero.
Well, caffeine mostly is bad, and also it's got, carbonated sodas.
That's 73412.
It tricks your body. The fake sugar tricks your body.
Yeah. Oh, and I want you to bring $1,000 with you here. I'm going to bring a glucose monitor.
No. I didn't say it spiked your sugar. I says it tricks your body, and it does.
Oh, okay. It can actually make you crave carbs.
Can release insulin, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't actually. People think it does, but it doesn't. I can prove it with a glucose monitor.
That's all you're right. That's all we would need is a glucose monitor. We should do that just to.
Let's do it. In fact, there are some.
He's looking for reasons to try Coke Zero.
There are some.
That's the second step.
What's in that one though? What is it? Stevia? What do they call it?
No, it's not great.
You don't think NutraSweet
Right to your door. We're Aeroflow
boosts your level though?
helps you or your loved one qualify for a
What is the one that's actually derived from sugarcane? Stevia.
Let's try it. Let's do it on the show one day.
We'll do powder. We'll literally get powders.
I'm going to buy a little glucose monitor, and then I want somebody to try carbs.
Products for your needs.
This will be fun.
Actually, we should do one. We should do one. Listen, at the beginning, pick a vegetable like carrots, because people think there's no sugar in carrots. We'll see the spike in 20-30 minutes.
Or take pasta, or take this. We're going to have different people do different.
Dan would be perfect because his sugar levels, I think I saw him last year, are very good. So his body probably processes very quick.
3906. Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on
My diet's so weird. Mine would be insane to do. I don't mind doing it.
But you had a weird situation where your blood sugar went down. Right?
I can eat still to this day, I can eat and 30 minutes later it's lower. Till this day. I think it's purely to do with fasting.
I'm Tom Martino. We have our expert with us, Paula Shinoki from Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs, 2 locations. Kevin Hawkins Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations. And Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto
Repair. So let's talk. Patty has this van with not many miles, but buku old. And she believes she's getting ripped off. Really, the only way we can tell is by having it analyzed. We're going to call the guy, though, and ask him to come back and look. Danny's got a problem with a dentist. Danny, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good. Hey, a few months ago, my wife took our daughter in for a cleaning at a dentist office.
How'd you find the dentist?
Actually, a referral from our other dentist.
Okay.
More specialized for children.
Okay.
Is what that's about. So.
Is it actually a pediatric dentist?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Young Dentistry for Children.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Is the name of it. So, they did the cleaning and said she had 3 cavities, and at that time told her that it was going to cost less than $300. We don't remember the exact amount to come back and get those filled. We have Delta Dental for our insurance. So she set the appointment and took her in, got her the fillings done, and they didn't tell her anything of the price before the work was done, but when she left and paid at the desk, they charged quite a bit more.
How much?
Nearly $394.
Oh, that's nothing. I mean, from 300 to 394 for 3 cavities?
Sure. So she argued a little bit, and she paid because.
Do you really believe that's a big discrepancy, though? 300 to 394?
Not a huge discrepancy.
Okay.
No, that's not where the problem lies.
Okay, what's the problem?
And what they said there is that the insurance had already maxed out and that their systems were slow and didn't.
Okay, so what's the problem? What's the real problem?
So we paid everything they asked for.
Yeah.
A couple weeks later, we got another bill for almost that amount again.
Why?
370. That's my question.
Well, did you ask them?
Yeah,
I'm guessing what they're saying is that Delta Dental didn't pay that share because you were maxed out. Is that it?
That's exactly what they're saying, but they...
So let me get this straight. Hold on. I need, Danny, I need clarification. And I'm not accusing you of doing this, but many times people tell me only enough information to get me on their side. And I'm not saying you're doing it, but I want to know everything. So, Dan, when you got an estimate, did they give an estimate of your copay or an estimate of the entire job?
So they...
That's either one. That's either one. When they said it was going to be $300 and it turned out to be $394, were they giving you your share or were they telling you the entire bill?
So I'm not 100% sure. It was actually my wife who took them.
I think it's safe to assume they were telling you you're out of pocket.
That's what we assume, is that they were telling us the out of pocket because they have our insurance.
That's right.
They're on their system.
That's right.
So they should
so then what was the reason? What was the reason you were given for the bill? What's called balance billing. What was the reason?
Just more of, hey, your insurance didn't pay it.
Okay. Did you check with your insurance?
We're looking at our just a documentation, and indeed it does look like we are maxed out.
Okay, so let me ask you something seriously. Let me ask you something. If they did a job, 3 cavities, and they did not charge you any more than they would anyone else, it's just 3 cavities, around 600 and some, $700, and whether we like the price or not, let's just say that's the price, and then you pay part of it. They send it into the insurance, and the insurance rejects it. Now, I'm asking you straight up, do you believe they should eat that just because your insurance did not pay it and you got the services? Because I don't understand what you're complaining about. And I mean this, Danny. I'm not telling you I don't want to help you. I want to know if they misled you. Did they have a contract with you that they broke? Why are you upset? Why wouldn't you be upset with your insurance company instead of the dentist? You got the services, and they billed you for the services, and they billed the insurance as a courtesy. What is the notion that they should not charge you any more than they can collect?
So I agree with everything you're saying.
Okay, then where's the disagreement?
So the problem is if I go to the dentist and they say it's going to be a certain price and we pay that price and then they send us an additional bill, they basically misled us from the onset.
Hold on. If they said to you, Danny, if they said to you, it's going to be this price, you're right. If this was exactly what was said, but I'll bet you that in all of the paperwork, somewhere it said that they're submitting that to the insurance, and if it doesn't pay, you're responsible. But if it doesn't say that, if you saw nothing, then don't pay them. Just say, I refuse to pay because you said it was $394 and we paid in full.
He'll end up in collections. What you should
I know he will, but
you should call them up and basically negotiate. Say, hey, listen, I get it. We maxed out our insurance. At least give us the Delta Dental price. Don't hit me with the full bore. I mean, that's your only option, man.
Right, and that's exactly where we are right now. They have reduced the price
to what? To what?
A percentage.
To what?
From the $378 to $261.
Okay.
So a decent reduction, but the frustration is simply that
Danny,
they
here's the question. I always boil it down to the very lowest common denominator. You are saying you had a contract for $394 or $300, whatever, and not a penny more. You paid it, and you should not be billed no matter what. That's what you're saying. I am telling you that's possible. It's possible that they misled you. But I think after dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of insurance companies, there is not a doctor or dentist alive that I know that would tell you that and make a contract for a copay when they are not sure what the insurance will pay. There are times they do that when they have a preferred group and they get pre-authorization and the insurance company says, yes, we will pay this amount. But Danny, I don't know the substance of the transaction, so I'm not telling you you're wrong. I am telling you I think you're wrong because I don't think they're that stupid to make a contract with you without knowing what the insurance will pay. Did they say, listen, here's how much you owe now, and we're going to submit it to your insurance for the balance? If they said that, then it's not a contract. I mean, there's so many variables. You're telling me they guaranteed. In fact, you didn't like going to 394. So when you said, why is it 394 and not 300, what did they say?
So they said because your insurance is maxed out. And
okay,
so
well, hold on then. Well, then hold on. Why didn't they just charge you the whole 600 or 700 at that time then? Why did they do 394 and not the whole amount?
That's a very good question.
Well, Danny, that's the question. But Danny, that's where you start asking questions. They're your dentals, not mine. They're like, you know, we'd have to go through all the HIPAA paperwork for us to ask a simple question. I would ask a very logical question, and here's what it is. All right, you told us it was going to be 300. You raised it to 394 with the reason being my insurance was maxed out. Now, if you knew at that time my insurance was maxed out, why did you not bill me the entire amount? Why can't you ask?
I did ask that question.
And what did they say? What did they say?
They just said basically the same thing. Like,
no, they didn't. I don't believe you communicated. I want to ask him that. I want you to ask. You tell him you called me on the air, and all we want to know is this. If they knew your insurance was maxed out, why did they submit it to begin with?
So here's where another problem
I know you heard something that you're not telling me. What is it?
But here's the problem. There's two different people we're dealing with. There's the front desk lady who told her the price.
God, it's all irrelevant, man. Even on the intake, Tom, when they originally went to this doctor, I guarantee somewhere in that paperwork it says you're responsible ultimately.
No, Danny says they never signed it, and
okay, he's incorrect then.
All right. Well, how do we know? How do we know? Danny, here's what I want you to do. I'm serious now. You want help? I'm giving you help. But you seem not to really be taking it. You ask them straight up, I want to see a contract that I signed that makes me responsible for the balance.
Okay.
Ask them. And I want you to call me back. That's what I want you to ask them. And then ask them why they didn't bill you for that balance. There's got to be an answer.
They probably didn't know his insurance was maxed. That would be the most logical guess.
Mark, they told him that.
Right.
Up front.
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
Well, that's why they collected the 394
instead of 750, though.
No, instead of 300, it went from 300 to 394.
Then the balance billing still doesn't make sense.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying when he left there, his bill was probably around $700.
It was, but
they charged him $394 for whatever reason.
They said it was because his bill.
And I don't think they said that, is what I'm saying.
Okay, we don't know. We don't know, but I know he's going to get answers for us. Get answers for us.
This is Denver. Sometimes we help by having people at least. He's got to ask them, where's my contract?
The bottom line is he's responsible, and he'll find that out.
Here's the other thing is they could have, if this was the end of the year, they could have said, okay, if you wait a month, now you're insured.
Can you imagine if that was an auto body shop and he was using the same argument?
But like I say, if it's maxed out there, they could have waited a month and haven't done it.
They raised it. That's how his works. I'll tell you this, Delta Dental in general, piece
So
of
they
shit.
must have known that he
You get a
was maxed
50/50
out anyway.
Usually you gotta wait 2 years before you get anything besides a free checkout.
I mean, nobody
So by the time you're 2 years deep, you already spent enough to get all that shit.
Right.
I'll tell you what I think.
I just would have asked everyone at the same
I'll
time.
tell you what I think.
I had to run downstairs and stuff.
It's actually good coffee now.
It's,
Thank you.
yeah, you know, it's the brew size. Tom has have figured out the right brew size, and he's happy,
Beautiful.
and it
I love
makes the coffee happy. Are you
Be
okay?
happy. But everybody relies on the dentist to work with the insurance company. Like say, they should say wait a month or so. And, you know,
Why?
because it's going to be maxed out.
Okay, so your fucking root canal needs to be done.
It's
You're
not a root canal, Mark.
going
It's
on.
3 cavities on
Go
a
ahead,
kid.
wait a year, the kid will be fine.
It's 3 cavities on a
How do
kid.
you
It's
know it's
not a
not a
root canal.
year? How do you know it's not a year you want?
Because a lot of them restart the first
They
of the
did
year.
not. I bet you they said to him, listen, if you pay $394 now, we keep this balance, it'll go toward your deductible for next year. They didn't say it was going to be covered. I'll bet you they said if we divide this up into 2 years, it'll benefit you because the deductible, maybe. Florida man says,
Delta Dental
listen,
and
I want to give you a headline. Florida man says syringes found in his rectum are not his.
Oh,
They were
God.
planted.
They were planted by aliens.
Deputies say a man had 3 syringes in his rectum.
Can you imagine?
In his rectum, syringes, not necessarily the needles, right? In Pinellas County Jail. When Wesley Scott
He smuggled
pulled
them
the syringes from his rectum, deputies said Scott told them they were not his, and he didn't know how they got there.
Oh, that's what he was doing.
Scott had
He
been
was
arrested.
smuggling heroin in or
He had
something.
been arrested. Deputies say he's now facing an additional charge of contraband. That's exactly right.
The best stories always start with Florida man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got there.
Alligator eats Florida man.
Or somebody with a middle name Bob, Billy Bob,
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Bob, or anyone with Bob as a middle name.
Code Denver Hair. That's code
I don't
Denver
know
Hair.
how they
Any
got
name,
there.
any middle name Bob is going to be a hick, and he's going to be a criminal. Billy Bob, Johnny Bob, Tommy Bob. Can you think where Bob would not be that? He would try to be elegant, you know.
Walking down the street, 3 syringes jumped in my
Ted
ass.
Rowland wanted me, he texted me and wanted me to
And
tell
I forgot
you
they were
that
there.
after yesterday, he got a bunch of calls.
Oh, good. Oh.
Send me the Fox lady's email so I can send her some.
I did. I told her exactly what's up. I told Serena.
You already emailed her. Perfect.
Exactly. I said, look, this is what happened with the adjuster, and then now the question is, what was the original adjustment? We're going to find out. And
But either-
and I
but
said,
either way, they're
I'll
waiting.
tell you exactly. No, I tell you exactly. I said, look.
I would tell that guy the dentist, go get a new dentist.
I said, I put it really well.
I would.
I disagree. I don't think they misled the dentist in any way. I think they tried to reach out to see what the benefits were. They couldn't get through to Delta Dental. They assumed they weren't maxed out. It's not their fucking problem.
They should know the insurance. When you go to the dentist should know the insurance.
But is that being the case?
So what happens if Delta Dental's fucking phone lines are down? What do you do?
They should know their insurance for
Oh,
cavities.
God.
That's pretty basic. Cavities are pretty damn basic.
Yeah, but if you have coverage, if you can't verify coverage, what are you supposed to do?
No, what I'm saying is if they were already maxed out for the year, they say, okay, wait a month and stuff, and now it would be re-put it
Well,
on.
just tell them, here's the whole bill. If your insurance pays it.
My dentist says that.
Well, how come you don't know that you're maxed out on your own insurance? The dentist should know your insurance.
I know, it
your
doesn't
own.
make sense.
Absolutely, they should know your insurance, but absolutely.
Have responsibility.
No, my dentist tells me all that all the
So my
time.
body shop should know all my fucking insurance too?
That's totally different. They're working with that.
My
Stuff
roofer
like
should
that.
know my policy up and down?
No, your insurance, your dentist, when you go
I don't know why
twice
the
a year
dentist.
for
I don't know why the
checkup.
dentist would give a shit if I had insurance or not. It's either their pricing or my pricing, whatever. It's still my responsibility.
I know, but they tell you what your
Yours does. You might have the best dentist in the world. Ours never says shit.
Well, then I go get a new dentist.
Well, we pay cash. It doesn't matter.
You're right. So that doesn't matter. But when you got insurance and stuff, it should matter.
I don't know why, man. I had Delta. You have Delta Dental?
No.
We had Delta Dental forever. They were horrible.
They pay 50% almost nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom
Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here's the difference between dental insurance companies, okay, no matter what they are. It's the letterhead that's sent back to you telling you what's not going to be paid for.
It is, man. I thought, in my opinion, we had Delta Dental for our employees years ago. It was a waste of time. Basically, for 2 years, they didn't cover almost anything.
No, I know it.
And by the time, if you look up the premiums...
Obamacare, that's what Obamacare has been for me. I've been paying high monthly premiums for, and I have never, Mark, I swear to God, when I have had zero
you pay
coverage.
Cash. Unless if
zero.
Unless you get money from the exchange, meaning you make under whatever amount. You basically, there's no benefit to
I've had zero coverage
whatsoever.
And you know, God love the Christians and the Christian Share program. I was part of that. And we shared nothing. I mean, I sent money in.
You just sent money.
I shared my money, but I got nothing shared. I'm sorry, this isn't covered. I'm sorry, this isn't covered. I'm sorry, this isn't covered. But except it was nicer. Brother, this is not covered. Okay, so at least I got a good salutation. 303-713-TALK. Okay. John, what's happening? John?
Yes?
What's going on, man, with this refund? What's happening?
Yesterday I got a phone call telling me that this company was going to refund $600 because they were no longer able to do what they were contracted to do.
What were they contracted to do? This sounds suspicious.
Repair computers. Repair my computer.
Well, did you contract them to repair your computer?
Yes.
Oh, you did? You actually hired this company?
Yes.
When?
This was last year sometime. I can't remember the
How did you hire them?
Via the internet.
I mean, how? Give me the idea. You woke up in the morning and said, I'm going to hire a company to fix my computer.
I had a problem with my computer.
What was it? It wasn't one of those ransoms where you're locked up, right?
No, it was just it was a virus I had.
And how did you know you had a virus?
Because, I couldn't get into certain programs.
And then how did you know to call them?
While I was playing around on the internet, I came across their website and just went from there.
Okay. And what did they do for you back then?
Nothing.
What did you pay back then?
$600.
Okay. And when you paid $600, how did you pay it?
Via credit card.
Okay. Did you contest it on your credit card?
No, I didn't.
You should have. You should have.
Should have.
Yes. So you paid by credit card, and then what did they do? Tell me what they did.
Well, yes, like I said, yesterday...
No, John. I'm talking about back then. When you paid on your credit card, what happened?
They went through my computer. I was watching it.
And they took control of your screen, right?
Exactly.
And then what? And then what happened?
Everything seemed to start working again.
Oh, it did. So they actually did. You said they did nothing. So it actually did. They did something.
That time they did. Yes, they did something.
And then what? Then you never heard from them again until the other day, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. All right. Did you want to say something, Mark?
Well,
I'll tell him exactly what happened.
I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. It's all connected, but I think it might have gotten worse.
No, I'll tell you what happened. Whether they planted that virus, it was a virus, or he was imagining a virus, I will tell you exactly what happened, and that is you were put on a sucker list. I swear to God, they sell these lists to each other. It's called a sucker list. And now they're calling you back because you fell for it the first time. So now they have to figure out what to tell you this time. So what better than to tell you, and I've heard from several others the same exact thing, hey, we're sorry, we really didn't fix your computer that time, so we want to give you a refund. They're going to wire, wink, wink, into your account. What information did they want?
They wanted my bank account.
Of course. Now, why do you think?
Did you give it to them?
I did.
Yes, he did.
Wait, John,
call your
close.
bank right now.
John.
And now they want him to send money back or something, Tom.
John, I'm going to tell you something. You are in really bad shape, and I'm going to tell you why. And if you don't listen to me, don't call me back again. I'm serious. You have to close, but you got to listen. You must close the account that you just gave them access to, did you hear me? Close it.
Yes.
And you must move to another bank. Do not open another account with the same bank. I don't even mean another First Bank or another Wells Fargo. I mean a completely different bank. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the nasty little secret of banking. If you give access to one account, you have given access to all accounts. All they have to do is claim they have a draft from you. They're not verified. They're not checked for signatures. There is no verification. Then, if there's not enough money in that account, or if that account is closed, they will automatically, I mean automatically, go to whatever other accounts you have at that bank. Did you hear me?
Yeah, without my permission?
Without your permission.
You got duped, man. You got to handle it now.
Now, John, I know you're not going to believe me, so you're going to get ripped off in the next 30 days for a lot of money. But for anyone who wants to listen to me, if you have granted any kind of numbers or routing numbers, account numbers, anything whatsoever on the phone, you must close the account and move to another bank. Now, John, your banker will tell you that Tom is full of crap. You don't have to do that, sir. You do, John. And I swear to God, if you listen to them and you do not listen to me, you will be ripped off. And you know, John,
problem, Tom.
What is it?
Well, like I said, the initial refund was for $600.
Yes.
But when I checked my account, there was $4,600 in there.
Right.
And they want you to send them some money.
Now, hold on. Close that account. And if you have to transfer the money to another account, here's what I want you to do. Transfer the overage, because it's not yours, it's $4,000. Keep it at that bank, or keep it in that account. I don't care what you do. But take the $600 and move it out of there, and then you're reimbursed. But I think all of those funds are going to turn out to be fraudulent. They want you to send $4,000 back because they paid you by mistake, right?
Yeah, and they want it in cash only.
Okay. John, let me ask you something. And I'm really serious when I ask you, and I mean no disrespect. Do you feel stupid?
Oh, yeah, for falling
But
for this,
hold on.
yeah.
But you don't truly believe what's going on right now, do you?
Oh, heck no.
Okay, good. Now, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Take out that $600 if you can.
I will.
Now, they may... What?
Because they're going to, when that money goes back and it finds out it's all fraudulent, he's going to owe the bank $600.
John, do you have any of your own money in that bank?
Yes.
How much of your own money is in there?
About $3,000.
Okay, in addition to the 46 you just got?
Yes.
Take your own money out of there. All of your own money, and move it to another bank, because they're going to take it from you.
There's another big thing.
John,
hold on, there's a huge thing.
What?
His computer right now, they probably have full access to it.
Yes, they do. And in addition to this, you must have your computer completely reformatted, okay?
Okay.
John, I swear to God, you better do it, please. I want him to call us back or email us that he moved his $3,000 to another bank and he had his computer reformatted. People, do you see?
Disconnect from the internet now, dude.
Do you see how stupid people are? And we wonder why I have a job?
The best was the one that paid an iTunes card to the IRS. Because that's how the IRS gets paid.
How long ago was this?
I think it was just days ago.
I know, that's how you're like, oh my God, he just walked right into it.
Go to his credit card and on the swans on that credit card, can he say it's a fraud?
Hey man, I need that phone call.
That's the least of it.
That's
Real quick, I forgot to say this. The other day I went into help email and went to the spam folder to delete. I deleted since there's so many, it's taken a while, and I saw one, an auto reply from Marco Bendinelli saying out of office in court. So that's why you haven't heard from him. It's too late for me to go back. So, anyway.
Suzanne, what's the deal with the lady who needs your Chevy van?
She wants a referral to Tom. She doesn't want to give me her mechanic. She goes, I just want another mechanic. I'm not giving her a mechanic's name to fix an '83 van. That sounds like we're just handing over a nightmare.
Well, I know, but if our guys look at it, they'll be honest. Like Mark would look at it.
You want to? Okay, I'll just send it to her and let it go.
Yeah, easy.
Why they would do that? You
All right now.
listen to that song, Chevy Van song?
Okay, guys, 45 seconds away from silence.
I always thought I was bad at languages.
Wasn't that a good song?
Babbel, I can tell you I
Gonna
was
love me in my Chevy Van.
using Babbel's 10 to 15 minute
You guys had a caller that sent in an iTunes card to the IRS.
in weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm learning Spanish.
We get many of them that go to...
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversation in a new language like Spanish, French, or more.
Here you go, 10 away.
10
away, Tom.
App and try it for free. That's Babbel, B-A-B-B-E.
Okay, here's the deal. The $39 people fix it 24/7. It's $39 to have your furnace completely cleaned and checked and adjusted and the blower motor removed, the burners removed and cleaned, all of that. Yes, just $39. Or $39 to find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. In any case, if any work is ever done in addition to that, they credit you the original amount. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
If you or a loved one suffer from adult incontinence, you can now get the products you need.
Was he going to dispute that charge on the credit card too, Tom, or what was he going to do there?
Oh, I got to tell him that. That's a good idea. Damn!
Is he still there?
No. Through Medicaid at no cost, and then ship those products to your door. If you're
We're going to be in touch with
doctors to get incontinence.
Did you tell him to email us the calls when you did that?
Bladder control pads. Call us. Our specialists work directly with you, your doctor, and Medicaid providers.
This guy, I guarantee you, will not do it.
Yeah, you think.
First thing, go to the bank.
Why do you? After everything you just said, he's not going to do nothing.
No, he'll go to the bank and they'll tell him,
Take the $3,000 out.
No, he won't do that either. They're going to tell him you don't have to worry about it.
And he'll just believe him and say,
okay. Can help you qualify for incontinence products at no cost with free discreet shipping.
The worst thing though is
listeners. Call 800-461-3906. That's 800-461-3906. 800-461-3906.
You guys bitch about
800-461-3906.
This guy won't do anything I told him to do.
Oh, he'll do it.
No, he won't.
I think he'll do it.
I think he will. Yeah. I think he will.
Okay, good.
Bet a quarter. Let's bet a quarter on it.
That's right.
I'm surprised Tom thinks he's not going to do anything after all that.
Well, because it happens all the fucking time.
Right.
Florida man says syringes found in his rectum are not his.
That is a great headline.
Clearwater man surprised by syringes in his butt.
Talk about clickbait.
So, Mark, what's the deal? I get all these calls, too, about my Google listing with A&I and all this other stuff.
I wouldn't do any of it.
I understand. Well, why do they just keep on calling?
Because they're trying to sell you something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I asked them, I said, well, why do you care? I mean, how much? Well, this doesn't cost anything. What's going on with that?
Well, it does cost something.
What are they trying to get?
Ultimately, it does cost something. You know, in general, if they're reaching out to you.
Right. Sales call.
Isn't that amazing? They wired $4,000 into it and says, but we want it back.
Well, they didn't wire it. I assure you they didn't wire it. They ACH'd it. Pulling the wire back is next to impossible.
What's ACH?
It's a check just over the internet.
Oh, automatic clearinghouse, I think.
Oh.
So it takes money straight out. We actually do that to pay some of our monthly bills.
Yeah, you just, instead of like actually writing a check, you're basically writing a check without writing a check. Those can be fake, just like a check can be no good in bounds. A wire, though, pulling back a wire is next to impossible.
Must get it right away.
And even then, I'm telling you, it's next to impossible. That's why they wire funds when you buy a house, because the deed's getting transferred, everything's getting done. It's next to impossible. I mean, it's got to be like a drug dealer and the FBI involved, and I mean, it's got to be insane.
But it's just amazing that they wired it and how they want cash. And that should be red flags everywhere.
Really? That?
Well, iTunes cards, cash cards.
You know, when that kind of scam first came out, it was huge, man. Or they wire extra money for shipping.
They got him on so many levels.
And we'll let you keep 200.
Oh, they duped him. Think about that. That scam lasted a year. He said a year ago he spent the $600 and they fixed a computer.
Oh, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
The original. The original.
I'm surprised they haven't went into it.
They fucked up his. He clicked on something. They fucked up his computer. He thinks he was just searching around, but something popped up saying, "Hey, call us and we'll fix this problem."
Some of these actors that are before and after, like not before and after, but in the old days, they look this.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I think that guy hung up and won't do a thing I told him. What do you think? I think he won't. Bart's got a 2010 Subaru Outback, wants to talk about whatever you want to talk about. We have another hour to go as well. 303-713-TALK. Bart, what's happening?
Yeah, so when I'm driving at highway speeds, occasionally, like this morning on 470, it happened twice, but I get just a slight hesitation, and then I hear like belts squealing.
Huh.
When it
every time?
No, it's just very random.
Oh.
And it seems to be highway speeds. I'm just going along 50, 70, and...
Guys, what do you think?
We see a lot of AC belt tensioners go bad on those things. The pulley itself grenades, super common. I don't know why it would only do it at highway speed.
Yeah, just a visual inspection, you should be able to see it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a hard one.
And also timing belt tensioners, and also I'm thinking wheel bearing hub.
A wheel bearing?
Yeah.
Wheel bearing hub.
It doesn't take much to get it checked.
Okay. Well, when I first noticed that, I brought it in, and my timing belt needed to be replaced, so he replaced all that, and it still does it. So,
did he replace all the tensioners and all the pulleys and everything in there when he did that timing belt?
Yeah, because he checked, and one pulley was a little wobbly, so he went ahead and did that.
There's another way to test that. You can just, with the transmission and Parker neutral, just rev the engine out. If it's not making a noise, it's going to be something rotational. So if it's if it's a highway, it could be a CV axle, it could be a wheel bearing hub, or it could be something else.
Okay, would that cause it to hesitate?
Guys, would it cause it to hesitate?
No.
Yeah, it's almost like it becomes disengaged, and then when it comes back in, that's when I hear the squeal.
You got to get
somebody to take a look. Too. Could be transmission.
Listen, get to one of our guys and get a free diagnostic. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referralist.com and save all your problems for me.
Warren Buffett says rule number...
It's not a real loose nut. I mean, it needs a
slightly loose nut.
Like what happened if the market declined in 2008, you would see 100%
So how'd you and Jesse get together down there?
One of America's largest money managers, Ray Dalio, says, if you want to make money in the market, you must be aggressive. And if you want to keep it, you must be defensive. Hi, this is Carl Tucker.
Good times.
I saw him down here. Last time he was down, he was on his Harley.
Our Tucker all-season portfolio
Jesse, him and his old lady were
market offers.
No, I don't ride anymore.
Providing downside protection.
I think maybe when the kids are older.
Has to throw at us.
No more bikes for
we have the plan in place with our all-season, all-weather portfolio to
you ride a motorcycle, Cutter?
Now you can retire happy.
When was the last time you rode a motorcycle?
Consultation 303
What kind of bike did you have?
1234.
Just a Super Sport.
734
Those are classics.
Retire with
750?
750 Super
Nice.
I had a bike I probably put 2 miles on.
Yeah, I remember when you sold it.
This report is
And the 2
sponsored by
miles
White
was
Castle.
getting it home, getting it off the truck.
I thought I was bad. I go in for 1,000 miles. Wow.
It doesn't matter what time it is.
I like
White
dirt
Castle
bikes.
sliders are
Dirt bikes are
always the
fun.
perfect
Oh,
fit.
yeah. A lot easier to get hurt,
Especially two
Right,
cycle.
that's it. That's it.
Especially two cycle dirt bikes. You still have yours?
You're going to break your arm, but you're not going to die. But more likely to get hurt, but not quite as bad.
On the road bike, though?
On a dirt bike, I'm saying. I'm more likely to break my arm or my hand or something, but I'm probably not going to die. I'll probably just get hurt. Yeah, walk away.
You have a 2 cycle dirt bike, do you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No more
Yeah, them
bikes.
things.
I've been trying to convince the wife to get bikes for the kids for a while. Scared of bikes. Even a dirt bike? I'm probably just going to buy a couple at some point.
Jeez, I tell you,
My kids look at helmets Honda 50.
yeah, I'm going to say when mine was 6, we got them a little
I
Honda
remember on dirt bikes.
He's been on 50 and been on bikes ever since.
His actually, Miles was so young it had training wheels when he started.
That's on 150. Hey, man, they had training wheels for those.
Sure. One of them's going to break their arm.
How cool is that?
I got 3 kids.
Yeah, he drove that thing everywhere, man. He had training wheels one summer. You put your kids on bikes at all?
Ride bike, or you are going down or you've been down.
I haven't had the opportunity. You know, motorbikes, you mean?
Yeah, Miles learned out at Watkins. They've got a nice little baby track out there.
Oh, wow.
Keep him away from all the nuts.
Does he still ride today?
I don't have a bike for him now, so no.
How old is he?
18.
Okay, well, we'll probably
revisit that.
He probably will. Yeah. We did it an awful lot. I mean, we had a mountain house, and we would leave our garage, and we'd be in the Pikes National Forest.
Yeah, so my son's following me and Cheryl going down C-470. We're going down North Turkey Creek, 285. I said, Mark, do me a favor. I mean, please don't do all the crazy stuff that you do on us with mom in the car. Just please don't. He's like, okay, Dad, fine. Get on the C-470, gets in front of us, gets up like this. He stands on the seat. We're doing 50. He's doing 55 and goes like this. Holy shit. My jaw just about dropped. And then he jumped, got back on the bike, and then let us pass him.
I can't imagine
what those people do on those bikes.
Oh, he's been on it. He's been on a 50 ever since he was 6 years old. I mean, he's moved up. I mean, he knows.
But still, you hit that little rut.
Oh, I know. I told him. You got behind you doing 65, 70. You're on the ground. That's it.
I've seen it.
I said, please do not do that. No more.
Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter variation of jealous, as in Chloe. I am like so jelly of the unicorn.
All you gotta do is one little slip, boy.
Yeah,
nothing hurts worse or takes longer to heal than
you
road
were
rash.
50, 55.
Yeah, but you don't get too many opportunities to make mistakes at 55.
30 away. Never saw it as a problem when I was younger. It was gonna happen. My mom, she was always like, you need to get rid of them. Gave the Jew a real chance, and I mean, I liked it. I found that it really works. The switch was really this came from her.
Patrick made the switch December 2016. Make the switch at JUUL.com.
If you are drinking and driving, you're probably trying to calculate, how much you drink and if it's legal. And if you're doing that, it's crazy. There's no reason to. Uber, Lyft, designated drivers. Also, most of the people that get caught for a DUI are those kinds of people. Not the people that intentionally go out. I mean, they get caught too. But you're talking soccer moms and soccer dads and people who just have a few bubblies and they end up in trouble. Joe Lazzara can defend you. Really what he does is get you through the system. Sometimes there is no defense. Sometimes you just want to minimize the damage. Other times you maybe were falsely accused. Whatever it is, Joe Lazzara can help you. He does flat rate pricing, depending on the charge of anything, and you can call him and find out. Keep the number close, and I hope you never need it. 303-429-6200. Maybe you keep it for your stupid friends. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazzara is on my referral list at referralist.com.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio.
So your son, Mark, when he got older, did you give like a 125 or 250 or did you stop at the 50?
No. He had a 50. I want to say an 80.
Okay, right.
Maybe it was a 125. That was it, though. But we had four-wheelers all the time. But the four-wheelers, like I had a Scrambler and a Polaris 800 and a 750. These were massive, and he drove those all the time, too.
Visit our showroom at 4800 Washington Street in Denver or online at buyandbuild.net. That's buyandbuild.net.
Yeah, for a while. The fastest bike I ever had, I had a...
Yeah, that's a good bike.
I sold it. I rode it once. It was a 500 two-stroke. And it was the fastest thing I've ever been on in my life.
Was it CB 750, right? Was that was the model?
That was a street bike.
The CB, right?
My first street bike was a Yamaha Seika 750. It didn't have a chain, it had a shaft.
I'm trying to think of that Yamaha street bike that was a two-cycle.
A street bike that was a two-cycle? I don't think you can get a two-stroke over 50 cc's now in the country.
Oh no, it was like a 600cc two-stroke.
Oh, it's a monster.
Back in the mid-70s, late 70s.
Oh, it probably had an oil pump,
Screamer.
Yeah. Dear Chief Running Cloud, your DNA sample has been collected. Could you imagine if it came back and it wasn't Italian at all?
Who was telling me that? They thought they were, that'd be weird. So they thought they were Greek and they ended up Italian or something like that. Someone told me that.
Could you imagine if, like, my parents, like,
just lied to you your whole life?
Or my mom, like, or something happened where one of my parents were not really from Italy?
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by, you know who? winkandwink.com. And we hope you never need them. Bankruptcy attorneys. A Chapter 13 can stop a foreclosure. There are still foreclosures going on, believe it or not. And the difference is there's sometimes a lot of equity, so you want to stop that with a Chapter 13. And then you can make the arrearage up and maybe sell it, or at least capture your equity. 303-710, oh, well, let me get you that number. It's winkandwink.com. 303-410-1720. Okay, let's go to the phones. Brad, what's happening? Hello, Brad.
Tom, how you doing today?
Good, man. What's going on?
Well, you know, I listen to you all the time.
Thank you so much. I really mean it, yeah.
And I got to tell you, my son's Jeep, it's a 2006, was showing a transmission light service.
Did you do one of those crazy estimates?
That's right. So we took it to a Jeep dealer. They wanted $1,600.
Just to tell you what's wrong?
No, they just went to the book and told me this is what I needed.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Come in, we'll replace it, $1,600.
Right.
So I listened to you, and I picked up the phone, and I called Scott at Budget A1 Transmission.
And what happened?
My son brought it down, left it on a Sunday night. Scott got it in, called me up about 4 hours later, said that he took it apart, lubed it up, the light went away, everything looks good.
Wow.
I asked him how much I owed him on it, and he said nothing.
Oh, man. See, but you know what, man? This is what's cool. They're planting seeds for the future.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's what they do.
Next time I have a problem, Scott, if you're there, you're my guy.
Yep.
Thank you, Brad.
And the whole gang, they're pretty nice. Scott, is Scott your boss, man? Is he your GM or what? What is he?
Sure it is.
Yeah, I get that. I get that he has some skin in the game and seems to really give it his all. You know, whenever there are certain people in your life that happens with, you know?
Yeah, it's more, also, thanks to Andy, Matt, and Raphael. Great guys.
Yeah. All right, 303-713-TALK. Stacy has an interlock problem. Hey, Stacy, did you get a DUI? Is that, or is it someone you know?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, and so I'm just curious. Was it ordered after a first offense?
Yeah, because if you refuse to do a breathalyzer or a blood test, your license is automatically taken right then and there, and then you have to have the interlock for 2 years.
After you get it back?
Once you get reinstated, yeah.
Okay. And so, do you regret, by the way, refusing the test?
I don't regret refusing the test. I do, but I don't. You know, I just have a shitty system. I mean, you know, crap.
Hold on. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Just hold on. I'll go back to you in a second here. Stacy said something and it slipped. I can tell she's not doing it on purpose. So hang on, Stacy, and we'll go back to you. Let me know when that's built back up again, okay? 303-713-TALK. Jason wants to thank us for the oh, I want to know about this, the new orthodontics. Tell me about it, Jason.
Well, hey, Tom.
Hey.
You know,
I heard about Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ on your show.
Yes.
Finally called them, and I'm 46 years old. My lower teeth have been messed up all my life.
Okay.
I live up in Silverthorne, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a long drive to go down there, so I thought I'm going to try this out. Go meet these people.
Yeah.
This was probably 4 months ago. Unbelievable experience. Okay. You can sometimes go to a place where, you know, maybe the front desk person's really nice, and then maybe the other employees.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
But you know, it goes through and through, doesn't it?
Yes. Everybody at Dr. Lawson's office is amazing. They really care about me. I'm telling you, for the first time, Tom, he's going to get my teeth fixed.
And are you doing the mouthpieces?
I am. I got it in right now.
Cool.
You can still hear me okay, right?
No, of course. I can't even tell.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I mean, you're going to be amazed, man. You're going to be amazed.
I'm excited.
Yep.
So, you know, everybody's so darn professional and friendly, and we just don't get that in 2019. Anywhere,
I know.
anything.
I know.
Dr. Lawson, I feel like he cares about me, and, you know, you can hear the commercials on the station.
Uh-huh.
Right? But every now and then someone's going to call in and say, hey, man, this stuff works.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful for your show, Tom. So
thanks. Aurora, this is the new orthodontics he's talking about at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. And Jason, the amazing thing is that not everyone use it, because even with kids, by the way, you can use this with kids where you don't need braces for 7 years or 6 years or 5 years. I mean, it's amazing. And it's cheap. I mean, compared to the compared to the alternative. And you're going to come out with way better results. I would like you to keep us abreast of the situation. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's talk about Dave with David now. He has a question. David, what's happening?
Well, I heard these ads on your station in 850 about this Car Shield extended warranty for cars. I just wondered if you...
Well, here's what I tell you, okay? What I tell you is you read the contract and you go by what's written, not what's said. And then you look for the underwriter and who it is and how strong they are. Because if they go out of business, it's not an insurance company. So therefore, you're out of luck. If it's pay-as-you-go, not a lot of problems. So I like pay-as-you-go. And then you look at exclusions. I don't know about Car Shield specifically, but I don't know if my guys do. I'm going to ask them. Have you guys heard of Car Shield?
Yeah, we've worked with them before.
So what did they have a deductible? How do they work? Do you know?
Every plan is a little different. There's silver, gold, platinum. Okay. You know, the whole thing. But you just got to be careful. They don't pay for worn out parts.
No. Here's the deal, and that's the biggest deal. With a used car, they don't pay for normal wear and tear. They do not pay for owner abuse. And they do not pay for pre-existing conditions. David, other than that, what would go wrong with your car? Think about that. Okay? They don't pay for pre-existing conditions, wear and tear, and owner abuse. What else is there, David?
Well, just that mainly the powertrain.
But hold on. In the powertrain, they will not cover normal wear and tear. They will not cover previous damage. And they will not cover owner abuse. I want to ask you, how many miles on your car?
105.
So what is left to cover if those things aren't covered? I'm asking, what is it? A catastrophic failure, right? Due to a manufacturing defect. Now, with a car with 105,000 miles, what are the chances of that?
Pretty good.
No, it's actually just the opposite. What I'm getting at is, if you haven't had a major catastrophe, a catastrophic failure due to a manufacturer's defect, if you haven't had one, it's unlikely you will. And if you do have one, it will most likely be caused by what? Normal wear and tear, previous damage, or owner abuse. So, if an uncovered part is damaged by a non-covered incident, if a covered part is damaged by a non-covered incident, the covered part is not covered. Read the contract, and if you decide you want it, just buy it, and then call and complain about it. But Dave, what are the terms? How much is it? Do you know?
I haven't called in yet.
Oh, okay.
I was going to call you first.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you they're bad. Yeah. I can only tell you in general, most used car extended warranties are not worth it.
But even if it's a good warranty, there's still the entire argument. You pay $3,000 if something might go wrong, and I would argue no. If you added up every extended warranty some people have spent on TVs, electronics, cars, appliances, their house, all the crap they've bought over their lifetime, I bet they wouldn't have spent even close to that repairing those items.
I think if it's a $2,000 plan, David, I would love for you to call us back. But let's say it's a $2,000 plan. I swear to you, I would take $2,000. And I would put it, they usually don't want monthly plans. Do you know why they don't do monthly? Because if you have a problem and they don't cover it, they don't want you to stop making your payments. So normally you'll never get a month-to-month plan. Because
except on the TV ad form, they do take monthly payments.
Monthly payments?
Yes.
No, I know, Mark. I'm shocked that they take monthly payments. I'm shocked. Because what if he has a catastrophic failure and they say it's normal wear and tear? He gets pissed off.
Then they come after him through collections for the rest of the payments.
But here's what I'm saying. I would rather take money and put it in an account and day trade it. For my on blue chips. I don't mean, you know, day-to-day ridiculousness, but just pick some good stocks like Apple and Amazon and that, and just go for the ride. David, how much did they say? They didn't say how much a month. They just said monthly payments.
Just the ad on TV said monthly payments are low, income people. But I was calling you to see if you heard
Why
of
don't
them,
you
or you could look into it.
I'm going to look into it. How about that? Let's and David, keep listening. Not just today, because we're all, we have 45 minutes left or so. What we'll do is ask people next week and today, have you had any experience with Car Shield? Let's do that. 303-713-TALK. Let us know. Have you had any issues with Car Shield?
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
The highway drive in the metro area, well, it's looking fairly normal for...
During the council. Holy shit, is shit.
Tear down the point of failure and
Tampa City, only in Florida. Once again, Florida.
How's that going to save you?
She's sending a message to the city to explore all options before cutting down a tree. With scissors in hand.
So I got enough from yesterday. So remember that lady that got towed?
They have to have maintenance records.
She's at a funeral and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They don't cover seats.
I talked to her 5 times before she finally told me
where she parked.
Okay, so this is where this.
Yeah, we know.
You thought it was right over here. Right?
No, it was on the apartment.
Right. So this one says Wyatt, and then we told her about, hey, Wyatt, whatever. Wyatt didn't tow her.
Well, it's unfortunate, but you got to be a little sneaky with them.
This here, the picture here, this is
the floor and
not
make it a hole.
Here.
That is unfortunate.
They
force you to do that.
Is on the other side there.
It's on the apartment.
Yeah.
So she literally parked.
Yeah.
Remember we said she either got totally okey-doked or she was dumb as a rock. She was dumb as a rock.
We're done. 5 seconds. Art of Granite is the place to go for beautiful countertops and cabinets, and you get cabinets with a small markup direct from manufacturers. You get the countertop material wholesale all the time. You get tear out and haul away free. You get the bathroom done free. And you have the kitchen done, and it's all done through Art of Granite, artofgranite.net. You'll also get a price on the phone, because the only thing he charges for is fabrication and installation. So give him a call. Maybe he'll have you send a diagram or maybe a photo and an email, and he'll give you a price, and that price probably will be right on, or maybe $100 off here and there. Once you do that, go to his showroom and pick out the exact stuff-built template in your home. The whole process, just 1 to 4 weeks. 303-386-5919. Get a price on the phone, 303-386-5919.
It says rule number 1 is don't lose what you already have.
We got to do that update on that parking thing yesterday.
So she said,
okay, why? Did we find out?
Yeah, we found out.
Did she park on the other side?
She was the dumbest person that's
She
walked
parked
the planet.
on the other side.
Yeah.
The part you can't even get to unless you pull into the apartment side.
No. You can actually, she did. She went in here and drove around.
Back behind here.
Right.
It is so obvious to us.
Yeah.
It's anybody that drove up there would know.
Here's another thing. This was a Wyatt's towing over here, and then finally after her third phone call, she says, "Oh yeah, why do you guys keep on saying Wyatt's? I was told by this other company that had the building that was on
the signs on the apartment complex."
It's just,
So there's 2 parking areas separated by a meter.
But if she did
she
park,
pulls into this
if
one,
she did
goes
park on
around
the right, that would have
parks
been
in
the
other
church.
one.
yeah.
If she did park on
and
the
then
left.
I told her, I
So
said,
the Wyatt
Yes,
was
on the left. Yeah.
right.
No, Mark, I mean on the left, right of the left.
Right here.
No. She could have parked on the church side on the left or right. She would have done fine.
That's what I meant.
Right.
But she went over the median.
It took like
parked on the apartment
5
side.
calls and stuff, and then before she even said about the Wyatts, I said, "Well, why did you say that?"
I said on air, she's either got screwed big time, or she's the dumbest person walking the
Well, here's the
planet.
picture she showed us, and that looks like it's parking right next to the building, right?
Okay, guys, here we are.
Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home loan, you can pick your term. Any term you want. You want the low rate, but you don't want to go back to 30 years. Ideal can do it. You want to get approved, but you also want to get the best pricing. They'll tell you what credit card bill to pay off or how to move around a balance. It's all legal, and it's all fast, and it's ethical, and you can get better pricing, sometimes $100 or $200 a month just for doing that. They also have the interest rate guarantee. How do you beat that? If interest rates go down, you don't lose out. You get refinanced free of charge, and they keep doing it. Every time you do it, you get a 2-year guarantee. The pre-approval is like a cash deal. If you get pre-approved, you just have to get title work and appraisal, and you're ready to close. 303-867-7000. It's ideal with Ideal Home Loans. 303-867-7000. Online at idealhomeloans.com. Idealhomeloans.com.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then
Okay, it's like crack. I'm hooked again. Coke Zero.
That was a classic
Like crack. I'm
example of
hooked
her.
again now on Coke Zero. How much for the
She
second
would have
one?
just got eaten up and stuff because she can't explain even this. She couldn't even explain. It's terrible.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Okay, this parking situation, I want you to visualize this in your mind, okay, if you can, because it's on a Broadway. So if you're driving toward, Lincoln, if you're driving north on Lincoln toward downtown, on your right, there are 2 openings. There's one opening you come to first, and that brings you into a parking lot, a totally separate parking lot for an apartment complex. If you do the next right turn, it takes you in to a church parking lot. And on that sign, it says Wyatt's Towing, church parking only. If you pull into that parking lot, you can drive to the end of it and through the alley and get back to the other one for the building. But it's not the entrance to that parking lot. You literally have to leave that parking lot and get back into the other one. There are distinctly 2 separate parking lots. This woman had the nerve to tell us. She was misleading us. She told us when you pull in on the right side, you do not know which parking side is for the church and which side is for the apartment house. That is so unbelievably wrong. We looked at it. We had other people look at it, and they said you would literally have to be stupid not to know which side was which. She gave us the impression that when you pull into the church side, that in that one little parking lot, there's a left side and a right side, and the right side she got a ticket on. Now, that's not true. She literally, you can park on the left or right in that northmost lot. But if you leave that lot out the back and go to the south lot, you cannot park there because that's the apartment house. It is so obvious that I don't think anyone in their right mind could confuse it.
Do you think she was misleading us or just completely dumb as a box of rocks?
No,
which one?
She knew damn well. When she pulled in to go to the church...
She seemed kind of dumb.
No, I don't think she was.
Mark, jeez.
When she pulled in to the parking lot, she didn't see any spots, so she went around the alley, went to that other one. But how you confuse it is beyond me. It is so obviously a separate parking lot. So obviously.
It took Dan 5 conversations with her to come to the actual facts.
She pulled, you know, so really, there are 2 separate parking lots.
Box of rocks or misleading? What do you think?
Misleading or box of rocks?
No, I think it's box. I wouldn't say box of rocks, but it was more.
Oh my gosh, you guys! Jeez.
What does that really mean?
Well, here's the biggest thing is the Wyatt's Towing is on that parking lot, right? She was towed by a different company.
Because Wyatt's is only for the church.
Exactly.
And the other one is the other company.
But that took 4 phone calls to get that.
So we spent a lot of time. I want you people to know, you know, even though I gave her a hard time on the phone, we spend a lot of time after the show, even with people I disagree with. And usually, I mean, usually our first impression is correct. We thought we're not hearing the whole story. So if she's listening, I'm sorry if your feelings are hurt, but she probably...
I'm not sure she knows how to turn a radio on to listen.
Oh,
Do you think she's that stupid?
Box of rocks.
Next thing you know, he's going to say broad.
I don't think she's that stupid. I don't know. I didn't think she was that stupid. I didn't. We got a comment on Car Shield. John, I looked online, man, and if you look deep enough, holy crap, are there bad reviews. What did you find?
Yeah, hi, Tom. This is John in Lyons. I called him a couple days ago just from their commercial on television, and I thought it was a real fly-by-night. I asked for a contract so I could read it over at my leisure.
And that is actually an excellent thing to do.
Yes, and the man who I talked to, he kept asking for my credit card about 10 times.
Can you believe this? They wouldn't give... You know what? That's an excellent question. Let me see a blank contract. I want one. I want to see it. Because there should be no reason they wouldn't let you read it at your leisure. What a great question, John.
Did they eventually give it to you?
No, I haven't got... I asked for it in the mail, and after about 10 times wanting my credit card, I just said, look, I'm going to hang up now. You have my address, my box number, my name. Please send me a contract. Goodbye. But they kept after me to give them my credit card number, and it would have been $130 a month on my credit card.
Well,
and I wouldn't know what I was getting, you know. I mean,
John, you're right. The pig in a poke. Now, I read some reviews that said they cleverly wrote this warranty to where not one problem I had was covered. Not one problem. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Well,
now,
they list everything that's covered. Then they have that line that says exclusion.
Now I'm going to go back to Stacy, who said the other word for crap. Stacy has an interlock problem. And what's the problem, Stacy? You were ordered to have an interlock, and then what?
Oh, so then so I have the interlock. I turn on the interlock, and then it tells me to blow. I pass. So it's been killing my battery. That's my impression of it. But the Guardian will say no, it doesn't kill the battery. However, my car has... Well,
the interlocks don't take hardly any kind of voltage or wattage at all. I mean, it's a little electronic solid-state circuit.
Correct, and I get that, but I've taken it to my mechanic. There's nothing other that could be draining my battery.
You know what, Stacey? I don't believe it because most mechanics don't know anything about electrical drains. And I would take it. I'm serious. I don't mean to cut you short. If you go to Lakewood Auto Electrics, they have a special monitor. It's called a drain down. They can do, and they can check your electrical system for what's called parasitic drain, and they can find out. Now, it could be it wasn't installed properly and there is parasitic drain, and they can tell you what to do about it. And it wouldn't cost that much to have it tested, but that's what you really need to do, because you're going to insist that it's LifeLock giving you a problem, but you won't know until you actually have a test done. And you can't just do it from a regular mechanic. Now, I don't know if you guys do those tests. Do you have that piece of equipment?
Yeah, I work with Brian on those. He trained us.
Did you get one of those?
Each of my stores has one. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great pieces of equipment. Because
could it just be the battery, though, guys?
It's entirely possible. Yeah.
Yep, could just be
I
coincidence.
I got a brand new battery.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean,
so tell me, how often does your battery go dead?
If I don't drive it every day, it will die every day.
There's no way an interlock can
common
do
with
that.
those. If you have one of those interlocks and it sits for 2 to 3 days, it would draw the battery down. Yeah,
Well,
it would.
wait.
Yeah, they do.
Just sitting there.
Yes. If you don't start your vehicle for 2-3 days, you'll have a dead battery.
You mean under normal conditions?
Yes.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Stacy?
So I want so because I've taken it to so forth like that, all I wanted Guardian to do was maybe it's a faulty system. So
It could be, but we have a Budget A1 is saying. He is saying, no, it's not. He says it would happen anyway, Mark. So, Mark, are you saying that even if it's operating properly, what possibly, but what can drain the battery?
I'm not sure in the interlock system what actually causes that, but I do know that's a fact.
Why do you know it? Because you've seen people that it's happened to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to find out. Hold on, Stacey.
And they actually tell you that you have to start your vehicle up and drive it.
Oh, they do tell you that?
Yes, they do.
Well, Stacy, then why don't you just start it every couple of days?
I drive it every day.
Oh, so
I never had this issue.
It dies overnight?
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
Might have a bad battery like Kevin.
Well, she said it's a new battery. How new is your battery?
I just got it in October of last year.
Wow. What kind?
How many CCAs it is?
You know, here's the deal. For it to die overnight, that's weird. Every single day she has this problem.
Yeah, heavy current draw. That should be pretty easy to find.
There's something wrong, obviously. We could, that's the thing. They can figure it out so quickly. But I want to ask Brian Grossi at Lakewood Auto Electrics. I just want to ask him if he has had these issues. That will give us a good insight. Like, has he heard of it? So, Brian Grossi, Lakewood Auto Electric. Hey,
Tom, how are you?
Brian, I'm doing good. We have a quick question. Have you known the LifeLock systems on cars installed for breathalyzing? Have you seen them if a car sits overnight? Well, she's claiming that her battery goes dead every single day. Every morning it's dead from overnight. And that seems, I don't know. And Mark Machowski says that LifeLock will drain your battery if it sits there more than a few days without being started. But I've never heard of it doing overnight. So I just want to ask, first of all, have you ever had issues with LifeLock?
All the time.
Oh.
Yeah, super common problem.
What is it?
Well, I mean, it's the system is probably faulty. It's not designed to kill the battery overnight. But it
will kill a battery.
They have issues. So they accrue to the manufactured drain that's built into the vehicle, and they put it to an unacceptable range. And so then you start to have issues. But likely there's something wrong with that specific device. It shouldn't kill the battery. A healthy, a good condition battery should not die overnight. If the LifeLock system works correctly.
Have you seen issues with them not working correctly?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
So listen, Stacy, I don't know who you're talking to, but Brian Grossi at Lakewood. Now, Brian, do you have a relationship with them at all? Do you
No, not at all.
No?
No, and I really dislike those systems. Unfortunately, it's a matter of the law, but they really do a poor job sometimes installing them into the vehicle. Sometimes it's an installation issue. Sometimes it's a faulty component. Now they have like little heaters that have to be turned on, so when somebody blows into them,
it doesn't freeze?
It doesn't freeze in our kind of climate over here in Colorado. So they have different, they have a lot of demand for electrical power.
Okay. So, Stacy, he is saying they're bad in general, but not usually that bad, that it's an overnight drain.
Wouldn't just a bigger battery solve it, Brian? I mean, if just really some powerhouse battery.
Brian, does a bigger battery solve it?
No.
Okay. Because a bigger battery just gives you more cranking amps, right?
It gives you a little bit more reserve capacity in terms of time, but it's still going to deplete. If she doesn't drive it for an extra day, perhaps, she's going to run into a car that's just not reliable. And they don't intend to do that. Those breathalyzers are supposed to be there for a certain reason, but you should be able to drive your vehicle reliably. I would venture to say, without looking at it, that there's probably one of those components that's faulty in her particular vehicle. Sometimes the breathalyzer people suggest putting like a solar charger and leaving it literally on top of your car while you're not operating the vehicle, and that is just
all right.
Bad advice.
Okay, man, I get it. I mean, that's just, we got to figure out what to do now.
I mean, it depends on the size. I think what needs to happen is get a measurement of how big of a draw it is. And, if it's under, say, 50 or 75 milliamps, we can say that it's a built-in manufactured draw into the LifeLock system. If it's above that, then there's something wrong with the system.
Okay, how much does it cost to do a drain down test?
It depends. On something simple like that, we charge an hour. My labor rate is $135.
Okay, so it would cost $135, Stacy, to get it checked, and then you would have something in writing. But listen, you still have to go to where you got it and make sure they do something. Or, I don't know, are you required to go to the same exact LifeLock dealer you went to, or can you go to anyone? Stacy.
Well, for the Guardian, I go to the same spot that initially.
Is this called? This is not LifeLock. This is Guardian. I call it LifeLock. I'm sorry. It's wrong expression. Interlock is what I meant. Interlock, not LifeLock. Okay. So Interlock is the name. It's a Guardian Interlock. Well, you need to go to that guy and say, look, I talked to experts, and they say it should not drain that much, and that it's most likely that.
These guys have her so much by the cojones, though, man. If she wants to drive, she's got to have it. They're probably, they probably don't care. That's probably the issue. And they're in the situation, Tom, where I guess they really don't need to care if it's court-ordered.
Right.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. We will you hear from us. If you can't have any result by going to another one, because I think you should be able to go to whichever one you want, and just tell, if they still ignore you, then get back in touch with us, okay?
This is Denver's Talk
Next time you go to them, it's 50 to 70 bucks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't care. And then it's not like they're going to pay for her diagnostic, even if it is.
I was kidding. I didn't want a second one.
And you got to get them calibrated like every 6 weeks or so.
You do?
Yeah.
And you pay for, so you pay monthly, you pay for calibration.
You got to go in and get it downloaded.
It's a freaking scam.
I wonder where they wire those parts out. Where do they wire them into?
It's just a starter interrupt is all it is. But
so
they need ignition
switch?
They need power.
They're a pain in the ass back in the day when those guys would come in with
the battery and the ignition.
Hey, you got to go pull your car in. You're not going to ask some tech to fucking blow into it.
Well, not only that, if the tech doesn't blow, now it gives a signal that they drove it without a blowing, and they got to go bring it back.
We would usually call up and say we're working on it.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And there will never be a representative or senator who will put a bill against it.
No, because they'll look like they're pro-DUI.
It still is.
No, she got to go for
But they're difficult to work with, too, because we try to get a bypass.
And it's a
bit on the phone for an hour trying to get the bypass. So then the customer gets mad because we charge them an hour for trying to downtime, and then you end up just getting plugged right as you go in.
No, because it's an absolute scam.
Well, the same thing with some of these cars. Some of these warranties.
Oh, of course.
So the volume of phone calls.
Well, that you take, I see what you're saying.
No, we have to make.
Right.
First you call it in, then they have an issue, question, or something you don't have an answer to, so you call them back.
I didn't even think of it.
You're on hold for another 5 minutes, and then, so you think we got everything lined up. It's like, okay, we're going to send an adjuster.
So you got to send an adjuster
in the next 3 days. And then the adjuster
that's taking a bay.
No, you just push it out, because it could be 3 days. But then you get a call from the adjuster says, I'm around the block, and they need it up in the air to do this. So you drop what you're doing,
I never even thought of that. But you're right. You look at that or such.
and then they say, okay, get authorization to tear down the point of failure.
Do you ever get a company that says, I trust you guys?
No.
There's a few out there, but not many.
Not many. Most of them have adjusters running around anyway, so they're going to pay them regardless.
Oh, good. Can you get out there?
But even the adjusters, they're there to not adjust, right?
They don't make money over.
That's right.
Remember that. We had one car that the guy took 6 months to get a oil change record. Of course, by the time we got him to his oil on 6:30, and
I remember that one.
Online services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Plumbline Services. Free second opinions. PlumlineServices.com. 303-586-1086. If you're told you need a water heater, a furnace, maybe an electrical panel change out, Plumline will tell you if you need it or not, and then they'll take a shot at your business. And you know what? Math doesn't lie. So if there's a big discrepancy, you know, they'll explain it to you, or you decide to get it done somewhere else. But PlumlineServices.com will tell you the truth. So it's great to get a free second opinion. 303-586-1086. Like that.
Valentine's
You seem surprised by that.
The question is, what gift are you getting?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's got my
she wanted my tech to do it.
She will explain it.
If you don't think she's trying to scam, I don't think she's that stupid.
I she drove around there and I said, call the church. Ask them. I asked them what their parking lot is then. I said, we all think that it's...
and write checks and say, there you go. Don't cash it until Tuesday.
But she couldn't even explain it.
You just say she was scamming us.
No,
I think she's that dumb.
You can't be
With the parking?
Yeah.
Parking lady?
Dan talked to her 6 times. I'm not coming up with this based upon just yesterday.
Although that was a hard one. Well, she didn't. It was different information each time. And then there's like kids in the background yelling and stuff. But I took 4 calls before she said, she goes, well, why do you guys always say about riot? I said, because that's a sign there. So they're not the ones who told me. And just by saying that,
Software.com.
I was very close to saying,
Don't use that stuff.
you know, you would have said no.
She went back and forth and finally I was really close to doing it.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to get down the line for people who have been waiting patiently. And Yolanda, what's going on, Yolanda, with your house? What's happening? You're renting a house, and what's the problem?
Yes, so I'm in Pueblo,
Yeah.
and I am renting a home. How it works is there's an owner involved, a realty company is the middleman, and me is the tenant.
Right, they call them management companies. And so what's going on?
So from the moment that we signed the lease, we went through and did the walkthrough paperwork. The bathroom was caving in. The floor was...
When you first moved in?
Yes, they said when I first moved in,
right.
That was one of the first things that they were going to fix.
Gotcha.
Well, we fulfilled about... February is the 7th month that we are fulfilling the lease.
And 7 out of 12, is it?
Yes.
And they haven't fixed it yet?
They just did a Band-Aid fix. They lifted up the toilet, leveled out the floor, and that's about it.
What do you want done?
There are other issues. I just need to know...
Like if you make a list, I want to try to figure out if they rise to the level of habitability standards, which we never even used to have, but minimum habitability has been upheld recently. When you talk about a Band-Aid fix, so what is still wrong with it?
Well, the bathtub itself is still caved into the floor about 2 to 3 inches. They didn't fix that.
That's not going to be habitability. I know it's a pain and it's not nice and it looks like crap. And I would like to have a tenant like you who cares, but man, it's hard to get them on stuff like that. I'm not saying, by the way, they shouldn't fix it. I'm just saying as far as really holding their feet to the fire.
Does it function?
It does, but there's black mold seeping out from everywhere.
Well, and that's another thing, black mold, okay? If truly it's toxic mold and the air levels in the house are dangerously high, and you have to prove that, by a simple test, then you could have some, you could have some teeth there to get them to address the mold. But so many people, they see black mold and they panic, and truly it's not in the air. So that's the problem. It's not the mold, it's the mold spores in the air. So you can get a test for that, but you have to, you can't just say fix it. You have to show it's a problem. What about, other than appearance? When it comes to appearance, it should be fixed along with the tub. But again, there's a difference between appearance and holding their feet to the fire. What else? We have a tub, black mold. If you had to make a list like that, what else would be on it?
My main concern is because I am pregnant and it's in the bathroom and I'm in there every day.
No, I understand. What else? Are those? Is that the main issue, this tub and the mold?
No, other than that, the house is settling in the middle. It's over 100 years old.
Man, there's nothing you know. There's nothing you can do about that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at that point, everything, the back washroom is unfinished. It's not very.
Why'd you move in there?
Because they allowed my dog.
Ah, okay. So but you know if it's unfinished, they're not going to finish it and things. In other words, there's a certain condition or state the house is in that won't change. That doesn't mean if something goes wrong, they shouldn't fix it. But I'm talking about going wrong, not changing state. So the fact that that room is unfinished will remain that way. Now, how much mold are we talking about, and where is the mold?
So because of everything seeping in,
Seeping in from where to where? What's seeping in?
The floor, pretty much.
What do you mean seeping? Okay, I know the tub is sinking. Is this a wood floor?
No.
What kind of floor is it?
So from underneath, it's linoleum.
Is it underneath the linoleum? Is it wood?
It's a possibility. I haven't necessarily seen it.
But does it creak? Is it warped? Is it an old house, first of all?
Yes.
How old is the house? Huh?
It's over 100 and something years old.
Okay. Well, Yolanda, you should probably try to get out of there. When are you due?
July 28th.
Okay. Do you think it's unsafe? And without exaggeration, I don't mean it looks. I will go with you that it looks like crap. You don't want it like that. But do you think it's unsafe?
Yes.
Then you need to move, because you can't hold them responsible for anything with the baby if you know it's unsafe and you do nothing.
Right, but I have been asking. I've been taking pictures.
I know, but if they don't do it, you need to declare that you're moving. I mean, why would you stay there in an unsafe condition for your baby?
And I have asked them to find me another rental to go through them.
The management? Okay. Are they looking for you?
They said it would all have to come out of my pocket.
Suzanne.
So, Tom, our mold expert always says that most mold, like 98% of it's just fine here in Colorado.
It's not dangerous, right?
It's not dangerous. The likelihood of it being dangerous is slim to none for her.
Would you like to know? How about this? What if you had it tested and it wasn't dangerous, just unsightly? Would that change anything?
It possibly could, but at this point, no.
Which means, what does that mean? You want to leave?
I have been wanting to leave.
Do you have another place in mind?
I was actually going to start looking around for rentals.
If you look around, I think your landlord. You think your landlord will let you out? The management company?
What they told me exactly is if I break the lease, I would have to continue to pay the rent until they get somebody else to rent from them to fulfill the rest of my lease. That's
exactly right. That's not a bad. I think you could. In other words, why don't you say this? Can you start finding someone now? Tell them, and then stay there until they find someone. I mean, really, there's really no other choice unless you just want to pay on two places. If you want to leave, now is it just you? And you're pregnant, or do you have a husband or a boyfriend or a live-in of some kind?
It's me, my sister, and my dog.
Good. So there's at least your sister's helping. Does she help with the income?
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys subsidized at all?
No.
Are you eligible? Do you know?
I do not know.
Well, because there might be help available. What I'd like you to do, because you're pregnant, is in addition to looking for another place, contact Section 8. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. Just contact him and see if you're eligible. And just tell the truth about your situation and see if you're eligible. That could help a lot. But
Okay,
right now, I would have them starting to look for other people to take over the lease, so when you are ready, you can make a smoother transition. If they're willing to work with you, if they said you have to continue to pay until they get someone in there, that's not a bad thing. That tells me they'd let you out of it, and you wouldn't have to pay if you have found someone to take it over.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would do. I would start working with them from now. What's worst case scenario? You're 7 months into it. You only have 5 months left, right?
Yes.
So if you want to get the mold test done, we'll see if we can get you even a discount. Where are you located?
Pueblo.
Oh, you said that. I'm sorry. If we can get you some kind of a mold test and you find out it's not dangerous, then it's not going to be terrible to stay there at least till the end of your lease. That might be the best option, Yolanda, with if it's not dangerous. If it is dangerous, I will help you put a lot of pressure on this landlord. Suzanne, see if we can get her some kind of test they can put down. Is there one she can mail? Or did they
Do you want me to order her one on Amazon?
I mean, how much are they?
I don't know.
Ask our guy first what we should do.
Okay.
All right, 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Typical delays on the highway for a Friday
I
midday.
thought you had to with mold. Don't you have to sample inside and out, or is that?
No, you're right. No, I think you do. I think they got to take a base. Right.
I'm almost
Because
sure they
yeah.
do.
Yeah, I think you said that. They came on there. They got to stand for it.
I thought that was.
I'll look on Amazon now, just for hell of it.
No, when you bring that up, Mark, I think that's what he said.
Yeah, there's a mold test kit, $68, but the ratings is horrible. Asbestos.
Oh, I heard asbestos.
$45 for this one.
Ten away, Simply Floors. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. SimplyFloorsInc.com, and I mean Inc. as incorporated, INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com is Buddy Mitchell's website for his wholesale, I call it wholesale, flooring place. But let's just put it this way, big discount above the exchanges and the mills and the so-called outlets. Truly, you'll get better pricing. Routinely, I'm not going to do that recording. 20%. You can get as much as 30, 40, even 50%, depending on the floors. He has all the popular makes and models. All you have to do is go see him at 52nd and Ward or call them, and then they'll come to your place. If you don't want to call, you just go to the website, and the website is Simply Floors Inc. They're at 52nd and Ward on the southwest corner. SimplyFloorsInc.com, and that's Buddy Mitchell. Now, they have expert installation along with designer services. Now, designer services, you might say, really, what is that? But we mean actual designers that will look at your house and they will incorporate the floor coverings into the house. 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
Mark, I'm not going to do that recording.
You switch numbers?
I'm going to blast out of here. We'll get it done one of these days.
I got 456-4660 for Simply Floors.
Oh my God! I gave his number.
Kevin didn't say shit.
I wasn't listening.
Okay, we're going to call him the floor business. You got hardwood, right?
Shannon, let me come back here. Just let me come back. This hour we don't have to join networks. Can you interrupt and let me come back?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
What, you mean interrupt the break?
Yeah. I just need this. I gave the wrong number again.
Okay.
Give her a call. Is it 456-4660? Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
please.
And the question is? My van's dead in the parking lot. That thing's spraying fluid like a...
Is this yours?
You guys have no idea.
It would need to get towed. Okay. What can I be in touch with you guys for help?
Yeah, let me give you Scott's number.
Oh, okay. So give him that information. And then I got to get Tom back on the air.
Thank you.
And that's important because he lives in the problem down by the river.
So you would charge $900 for the alternator, battery, crankshaft.
When it's not here, the second house.
A 2004 Optima, Kia Optima. Is that a lot?
Is that the van with the big antenna on it?
Alternators.
Oh, okay.
Maybe $400, $150.
Okay, so I gave out just a while ago, I said simplyfloorsinc.com, 52nd and Ward, and I gave out Sheridan Autotech's phone number. So, Kevin, if you get a lot of calls about floors, will you please send them over what I mentioned? Anyway, here's the number for Simply Floors Inc. I said simplyfloorsinc.com. You can actually make your own appointment. Or call this number, 303-456-4660, 303-456-4660.
And then they said this is what really gets me. They said to quit, and the place. Have you ever heard of Detmer? I don't know. Anyway, they said spark plugs and timing belt. Of course not.
I thought they went out of business, Detmer. I heard that they went out of business.
Really? No, that's where she's got it at. Okay, but I mean, it's not going to die because of spark plugs. We charge you $500 for spark plugs.
Now, timing belt,
yeah, if it jumps or something.
Well, then you're talking engine. Oh, maybe that's not a
zero interference. An 04 Optima, it's got a 4-cylinder.
Call Aeroflow now and they can help you qualify.
I would say it's an interference engine, but
could be a little bit high.
For spark plug, I'm not sure how they are on that to get at and stuff.
Well, yeah, but 500 for the timing belt, does that include water pump?
1,000 for the timing belt, 500 for the spark plug.
No, 500 for the plug.
They must have got to pull something off.
No.
Not on 4.
Okay.
Even on a V6, if you got to pull the intake.
I thought that was high for that too. And 1,000 on 4-cylinder seems high too.
Yeah.
For a
even higher belt. Yeah, timing belts, water pumps are typically shot.
Tommy,
yeah.
we will only have 11 seconds when we come back.
Ah!
Oh my God.
That's a record.
I mean, off the top of my head,
the car stops
$250 an hour of labor before spark plugs.
Hey, when Jesse did my oil change down there, he had to order the filter. Will you guys have that filter number in your system if I call there, even though it's special order? Okay, cool.
We can look up the invoice.
Because my car takes, no one can ever tell if it's one of 3 filters. So they always end up ordering one.
And always order the wrong one?
Oh, every time. So usually now I just tell them order all 3.
We'll make sure.
Detmer still.
Do you notice the batteries act any different when it got real cold?
Let them tell you if it's the same one.
In yours? Don't you have a hybrid?
No, I used to.
Oh.
But I never had this kind of crazy weather.
It's a
Our hybrid got some lady T-boned us.
Is that the one?
That was over a year ago.
What do you have?
DETT.
Genesis.
Yes.
Non-hybrid.
No, they're still.
They don't make a hybrid.
They got great reviews.
Okay.
But I don't know if I.
And Teslas, I read this though. And Tesla's up to 33 to 50% less in cold weather.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's not just Tesla. It's all.
Hi, Tom Martino here. We don't have much time, so guys, do you have any specials? Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. We have the free 1-hour free diagnostics and the teardown of a transmission free of charge.
That's it. Those
All
are
right.
the specials.
Sheridan Autotech. Kevin, you got anything?
Yeah, Lakewood store only. Free alignments, first 5.
Free alignments, first 5. That's 455-7242. Sheridan Autotech, Lakewood location. What do you got, Bola, in Honest Accurate Auto?
10 days left to vote for us for Best of the Springs.
Best of the Springs.
Colorado Springs Gazette.
Colorado Springs Gazette. We're out of time. Save all your problems for me.
Hello.
My guys hate it when I do that. The phone goes nuts.
5 free alignments. Shit,
Well,
man.
Well, that's just
You didn't even say alignment check.
No. Alignment.
Yeah, you just
Let me get the thing.
shake down the front down, boy.
Everything's
By the time it's up there, you better watch out. Dan's going to be calling over there.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm first. No, I know every time.
So let me ask you this: on the free alignments, is it 5 out of 5 that needs stuff?
Nope.
Has to be.
No? I actually, the last time we did that, I had 2 people 2017s bring them in just to check them.
Oh, okay.
Didn't even
And the other 3 need stuff?
Yeah, one was